It's like, damn, that really does make sense. Pay out Tommy out of Boogie's share. He doesn't deserve to make money off his cancer license.
Oh, but you do, right? You're going to cash your check next month. Jordy's fat ass is fine with profiting off of it.
I'm doing extra work.
Fine. Tommy's fine.
Hey,
Tommy's fucking fine.
I'm the one that held you accountable.
I was the one in the tattoo chair. I'm the one who sat here and let Mahar and Medicare talk about my views for 3 hours. Talk about me getting my fucking dick inked for the fun, for the jerk off amusements for 3 this goddamn show. That's sick, disgusting.
Do you want to work? Wait. Stop. Okay. Do you want to work this out, or do you want to just yell and scream, Boogie?
I'd like to yell and scream a bit more.
You got to understand what I'm saying. Can you just talk about this? Can you talk about this?
Let's talk about the fact that I understand the moral reasoning behind it. But number one, I already gave away that paycheck. I already gave it away.
No,
I donated $4,000.
You donated.
I emptied my fucking bank account, hoping that I was going to be back on the show one goddamn day, and I could collect a.
He does make a solid point. Like, how about Boogie? If you can prove to us that the money came out the bank account, we'll pay you.
That's the easiest goddamn thing in the world. I've already done that. I already did it to both him and Moonhar. I'll just send a
No, he did.
Me and the chat haven't seen it.
No, he did donate. He did donate. I seen the screenshots, and Muta confirmed it. And Muta also matched him.
Today's August 8th. At this point, the chargeback would be out of the realm of possibility. That's why I'm willing.
It's so silly that Boogie's gonna profit off of faking cancer. Like, that is
just as much as you are, just as much as Jordy is, just as much as you are, just as much as Jordy is, just as much as Tommy is. You're all cashing your checks. You're all cashing your.
I know, but we didn't fake the cancer. We didn't fake the cancer. We didn't fake the cancer. Listen, we'll come back to this conversation later. All right. Hey, we gotta do the shopping thing.
Yeah, the shopping thing. That thing's gonna be overshadowed now.
We gotta do the shopping thing. Boogie?
It's $100 worth of groceries I couldn't afford to buy.
Okay.
I did for the show.
Wait, you just sent us your checking account.
Do you not understand? I have mortgage that hits for $2,100.
There's $9,000 in your. There's $9,000 in your account.
There's not $9,000. Look at the account. I just said you it's $3,600. I have a $500 electric bill. I have $500 worth of mortgage. I don't get paid again until the end.
With the mortgage, I was giving you a credit for $2,100 worth of mortgage.
Sorry, $2,100 worth of mortgage, $500 worth of electricity, $500 worth of health insurance. I have a doctor's appointment.
You obviously got a Care credit card.
I don't have a Care credit card. Where did it come from?
As you got a Synchrony payment.
That's a personal loan. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a personal loan for the goddamn dog.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to this conversation because we're not going to resolve it now, and we need to talk about it, right? It can't be yelling and screaming, and I'm going to have no electric and all this other stuff. We'll figure it out, but I don't want people to like stop supporting the show because you're profiting off of cancer. Like, that doesn't make sense. And there was a big time period that you actually weren't hired. Remember, you got fired, and then you took a
did the work, and you agreed to tear up the contract and put me back on the show. I did as much work as Tommy. As much work as Tommy. I know I did far more work than Tommy. Tommy wasn't here for any of those episodes. I was here for every goddamn one of them, even though I wasn't on the show. Now make it make sense. Tommy gets paid.
Wait, and listen, I'm so sick of talking about money, honestly.
Me too. I find this NDA so I didn't have to have this exact kind of conversation in a goddamn public space.
Okay, Boogie. Wham. All right. All right, let's watch Wings and Boogie go shopping. All right, here we go. Let's find out what the little piggies are eating.
I asked Mudahar not to talk about it as well, and he said, "You."
Keem was the one that bringing it up. I'm just playing along with it.
I'm still here, not sure what happened.
No, you brought it up. You said you looked into her family, and then Keem asked you what you looked up. No, you brought it up.
Yeah, you. I'll own it. I don't give a.
Okay. I'll make her
What's the number, Boogie?
What number? 4? I'm never fighting anybody ever again. There's no amount of money. I'm not interested.
30 grand?
You know what? To get into fine. All right. What is your plan now that you're going to be a YouTuber after you figured it out last night? How do we get you back your money up, your life up, everything around? Well, I think actually what Keem said in the beginning was great.
Actually, hold on. Here's
just,
the current.
Just let me finish, please.
Okay.
I think what Keem said in the beginning was great. If you get everything out in the air right now, you basically start brand new. How many people get a new start? It's the next green positive forward.
I mean, there's very little other things I lied about. I, you know, like even now, I talked to the cops this time and said, hey, let's call me first, and they did. They are at that point now, which is good. You guys didn't believe me the last time that happened. I did get hacked on Twitter, for the record. I don't know. I've always suspected that Keemstar had somebody do it. Would you own that today?
What did I just walk into?
Wait,
no, I was just asking.
You hacked him on Twitter.
No.
Yeah, you really got hacked on Twitter. I suspected because you were mad at me about the whole iDubbbz thing at the time that maybe you had somebody do it.
Bro, you're okay. You're talking about like a federal crime.
Oh,
you organized the hacking?
Yeah, like come on. Like
I've always wondered, and I just thought it would be asking. I figured the answer was no, but I did legitimately get hacked on Twitter.
This reminds me of the time that Matt Mundane got swatted, and he told the FBI, "Oh, Keemstar did it." Oh yeah, I'm swatted.
I didn't. Like, what? I didn't tell anybody. I asked a question. I just asked.
Dude, come on, bro.
I just asked.
Of course, I'm not going to have someone hack you. I would go to jail for 10 years.
Okay. Well, I just thought it was worth asking. Let's see, I did lie about the dates in which I had those welfare checks. That's true. Let's see what else. I always told you guys that me and my ex-wife split amicably. It was not as amicable as I wish that it was.
That's obvious though. Every breakup.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like that.
I never hit her. We did lose our tempers on each other several times in the last year though, and it's very regrettable.
Well, you did recreate her.
No, I don't think so. This person is a completely different person. She just has red hair. It's the only difference. Only similarity as far as I know.
Yeah,
I know the name.
Nickname.
Similar name.
Same name, same glasses.
My ex-wife, well, Desi doesn't wear glasses. Those are costume glasses. She just likes to wear them sometimes.
Just what I said, yeah. The same thing Jackson brought up.
Which? What?
The dissociating stuff. You keep saying you dissociate, but you don't actually. Yeah. Nobody knows.
Jackson Clark just messaged me. He says, can't at the moment, but let him know no one that's disassociative says they're disassociating.
Okay. Well, I can tell you what I'm experiencing, and you can tell me the proper word for it, okay? My therapist would call it dissociative disorder, but here's what happens. Whenever I become stressed, it's like wearing a VR helmet. And so at the very beginning of it, it's like the VR helmet, the sound goes down and the audio goes down and the visuals go down, like everything gets darker. And then eventually I pull back and I pull back and I pull back further and further until like where I'm at now, which is like I'm kind of watching it happen, but I'm also like kind of in control. So it's kind of like telling it's like a cut scene in an NPC. I can kind of control what's going on. And then eventually I get to a point where I just am on autopilot. And I just...
Yeah, and you see your penguin sliding on ice. I feel you. We've seen Fight Club as well.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what that has to do. That was spirit animals, and I don't have any spirit animals. So I did. My spirit animal would most likely be like a whale.
And yeah,
you don't work. You don't do anything to make money. Yet you're moving to a place that costs more than where you currently live.
All right. So let me walk you through it. Here's the current plan.
Let's walk through the financial genius of
it's my friend Glenn. It's his idea, and I think it's a smart one.
I thought it was your idea. You thought about it last night with her.
Well, the destination of Branson, that's mine. That's ours last night. We had debated Gatlinburg as well, but we picked Branson last night.
Sure.
And we also picked Southwest Virginia at one point because I own property there, but we discussed it's just not salvageable. That property's not salvageable. So, like it's fully overgrown. I don't know if you saw the video.
Oh no, you can't mow the lawn. Oh no, you can't get out there and cut down the bush. Oh no.
There's little trees growing on that thing. I would definitely need to hire a team.
But to be fair, Boogie is a 450-pound man.
I don't want to hear it from another 450-pound man. The best thing Boogie could have done in his life, quit interrupting me, is to go go out there and build himself a cabin. You went and did something like that, you'd be a completely different person. You'd be happy. You wouldn't have this horrible outlook on life.
You're right. I wouldn't be a disabled person because I would be able to do that. You know.
Yeah, if you did that.
You're not disabled now.
Right. If I assure you I'm legally disabled by the...
I understand the state thinks you're disabled, but I've watched you get into a boxing ring. I've watched you...
Yeah, wait, how disabled are you? You get your ass off the couch just to come sit next to the guy that's going to shit on you.
You watch me sit down every 60 seconds, too, because I couldn't stand up.
You had a net worth of $1 million, so quit calling me a liar.
Okay, so for maybe one night before it crashed the next day...
Shut the f*** up. You made a video saying I'm rich independently. You remember that? You remember that? There was a long time between that and it going down. Long time. Stop guys.
In the same week.
Guys, oh my God, shut up.
You can ask McJuggernuggets. It was in the same week. Anyway, here's the plan.
How much money you make on all of YouTube?
Last month, 1.8K.
No, all of YouTube. Since you've been on YouTube, at least $1 million.
We talked about the 17 years. I'd made 1.5 million and averages out about 80,000 a year, which is a very good
And how much did you make in sponsorships? Probably at least $1 million there, right? Or half a million.
I was only able to keep sponsors for about a year, maybe a year and 3 months before I lost them all. But yes, during that year, I think I made close to 200,000 from them.
Yeah, think about that. How many people have like made that much money that you made? Think about that. There's not that many people.
Yeah, I wish I had not.
And the fact that you mope around, no, you're going to listen to me. The fact that you mope around with no hope after you've already accomplished something amazing like that is so insane to me.
Fake cancer, right? You know, same.
Wait, what?
Now that you mentioned Chad, he's still standing here watching.
No, we said Chad.
CHAT.
I just looked up. That's why I looked up. He's not trying to get my attention. He's still sitting here listening in case he needs to pull the plug.
He's fine. Tell him to stand down. They don't need to pull the plug. No. You hate him. You say over and over again. No, you're manipulating him. You're manipulating him. You're manipulating him. You're manipulating him.
I said I don't like hot chips and I don't like him.
No.
I said I don't like hot chips and I don't like him.
You said you hate him. You said you hate him. Oh my God.
You're leaving out.
Run a poll. What do you guys remember?
Dude,
do you remember me saying I hate him? Or that I don't like him because I don't like hot chips. I don't like hot chips and I don't like curry. Which I guess
before that you said you hate him.
Jesus.
You said on this show, wait, time out everyone. I don't like curry. But multiple times in this show you said you hate Muta. You have, okay? So I don't want to hear about curry because that was a little while ago when you were mixing it up. You hate him. You say you hate him. You tell me in private you hate him. I fucking hate Muta. You hate him. So now you're saying I don't have a hate bone in my body for Muta. Right? That's manipulation. You're trying to manipulate him right now. Stop doing that. Be real. Tell him you hate his guts. Tell him you hate his guts. You do. So tell him that and be real. This is why I'm saying this.
I have been for the last hour. This is the real Steven. You're saying him as much as you can. I'm a very quiet, very down, very sad person, and that's what I do. And I that's what I'll continue to do. If I'm not play acting for the internet, if I'm not pretending, then this is what you'll see, because this is who I am. I'm a very quiet, I'm an introvert, for sure.
All right. You should let his biggest A-logs come on and present their case for his bullshit and lies.
What is an A-log?
Your biggest haters.
Biggest haters.
I would rather do that than a tattoo, so let's set that up for the next episode.
No, tattoo.
I won't do both.
What? You'll do whatever I say.
No, we just
don't. I control you? Don't I control you?
No, we've just agreed that that's not going to happen anymore, right?
I thought
told me to stop doing that.
No, you're lying. I'm not your. Dude, I'm so sick of this manipulation. Boogie, I will say this to you. Obviously, I was trolling you. I'm not going to scam you out of your play button, and there was no intention to scam you to get the play button. I was going to sell it for charity, but then I figured, I don't want some random person having it. Maybe it's better that Muta has. That's why I said we'll talk about it behind the scenes, right? Okay. So I was just trolling you to.
I like this
to let you know that lying and manipulation's not cool, but you didn't really get that. You got really offended right away, and you didn't really get the point that I was trying to get across to you.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at my bank statement.
Well, the good news is, the good news is, I'm getting my play button back, and charity got help, so that's all that matters.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. All right.
Wait, if I donate a little bit more, do I get the play button? We matched.
If I get my 3,000 back, sure.
You take money back from dying kids?
No, I mean, Mudahar would also have to give me my 3,000 back.
Somebody cut that.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to do that right now. They told me they thought I was going to charge it back, and they're really upset.
I don't think you would do that. If you would charge it back, you'd really be Boogie. Come on, let's be real.
I know, but that's what they're saying. They're saying they're going to tell everybody that.
Oh, come on. There's no way. If you did that, we would know. We'd find out. The only way you have to worry about that is if you actually charge it back.
They said they're going to tell. They said they don't believe me.
Oh my God! Stop it! Get to the donos. Any donation, 20 or more, that happened tonight, read it for the chat. This is part of the goddamn punishment.
Trying. Give me a minute. I'm in the middle of a severe panic attack. Okay, I'm trying really hard.
Why? You did a good thing tonight. You donated to charity. Why would you have a panic attack?
And they're going to tell people I didn't. They're going to tell people I lied.
No, you did donate. I have the screenshot.
No, but they said that they believe I was going to charge it back, and
they probably do believe, but they don't have any proof. They can't say that unless you actually charge it back. So don't charge it back.
All objectives locked down.
I obviously wouldn't. I'll just borrow the money from my roommate to cover everything. It's not a big deal.
See? You get to the donos yet?
I'm trying. I'm in the middle of a very severe panic attack. Okay, I'm logged into the channel.
Oh, I just realized there's going to be a scandal. If he's off the show, how does he have access to the channel? We just didn't change the passwords, to be honest.
And he didn't change the password specifically so that I could do this.
Yeah.
Okay, I clicked on earn. Supers.
This is going to be fun.
Frank Hassel is my favorite content creator. I fully endorse everything he does and love him like a brother.
Wait, can you read that over again just a little bit louder?
Frank Hassel is my favorite content creator. I like endorsing everything he does, says Frank FR842. And, oh, sorry, that's only $2. This is only 10, 2. I don't know, Grish pounds. I'm going to count it.
Yeah, if it's orange or it's red, you know the big ones, the orange and the red ones, you got to read them.
Is he ever going to give up his award for Best Gamer for the Game Awards? That probably represents the peak of his career, and selling it off would probably be the death of his legacy in his eyes. Sure, I guess I'll do that. Thanks, honked.
Can you get louder? The chat can't hear you. You're mumbling.
Yes, I'm in the middle of a very severe panic attack.
Okay, let's take a moment. Big breaths. You ready? With me.
Leah something says.
Wait.
Let me get down it! Securing Charlie.
I think your mic settings are wrong because we can't hear you. Even that screaming and yelling.
Scam Boogie, make him pay the 3K and mail the play button to Medicare. Leave something. Thank you for your donation.
Taking B.
Thank you, Leah. Something. We appreciate you.
Kid behind the camera, that wings joke landed. Give him the whole 20.
There we go, buddy.
Medical assassin, rape victims and cancer patients all around the world. Thank you, Steven.
Yeah, let them know. Let them know. We got real donations coming in here. Number 1 on YouTube. Let them know, Boogie.
No, Scout. Boogie, keep your chin up, man. You'll get through this. We all go through the storm sometimes. Fault sees us through it. Thank you.
Look, that was inspirational. They had your back.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I just want to get through it. I don't care.
You got
Let me get through it.
You got this, bro.
Shut up.
You're doing good.
Shut the up. Janelle Am says to me it comes down to credibility, as in the Boogie has none. I'm having a hard time giving him any benefit of the doubt. I'm all for listening to all survivors. It's really hard to accept that I'm an advocate, but I can't.
Good volume that time. It landed good.
Lily Mousse says, I'm not a person to say if someone is lying about SA or not, but it ends up being a lie. Hope Boogie can live with that guilt. Rough subject matter and take care of yourselves.
Yes, let's go, buddy. Come on.
Jacob is Lucas. Why the f is Boogie back? He got fired.
He makes a good point. Go ahead.
All Trade Films, make a locale skit for my channel today. Would love to know a way to get it to you all.
Good one.
Join the Discord.
Good comment.
Fiasco Games, when people disclose information as sensitive as they normally become closed off and withdrawn, they don't tend to sit like this. He sits open and animated. Recalling such issues would invoke a different temperament. Medicare Assistant donated $50. Say happy birthday to Boogie and celebrate with us Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Mr. Mystiker channel. Jay Hawker says, Boogie, if you truly love Desi, you would break up with her. If she has the issues you said, she's being with you is going to make it worse, not better. You're going to mess her up. Well, she and her family disagrees, but go off, I guess.
Let them know. Go off, Queen. Go off, Queen.
I'm not interested. Just let me get through it, Dan.
You got this.
Matt, stop. Let me get through it. Matt Sales says, so only people that aren't capable of refusing his testimony are allowed to be discussed. If they are dead, they're fair game. This is why, Dan, I told you I couldn't talk about this, man.
You can do this.
This is why I told you, no, I can't. I told you I couldn't talk about this.
You knocked this out of the park.
I begged you not to make me talk about this on the show. I begged you.
You crushed it.
I begged you. I begged you. I begged you, Dan. I begged you.
You crushed it. You did very good tonight.
I begged you.
You did. What's going on over there? You did fine. I think you broke your computer. Hello?
Why are you numb? Why are you numb?
Because it's better than being a crazy person.
What has you to the point where you feel like you need to be a crazy person?
I don't know. What's the point of anything?
Or what you need to use it for? Like I said, you shouldn't be afraid of Mudahar. You should be afraid of Mudahar's fan base. It's the people that's in his fan base that might do things.
Man,
what's the point? If you're going to sit here and just be gloom, what is the point of picking the phone call up? Why'd you come?
I was told to, so I'm here. I don't know. What do you want me to do?
You do everything you're told to?
Have myself and you tell her? Right now, yeah, pretty much.
This is what you should do. This is what you should do. This is the best advice I can give you.
We have peanut butter. Would that be good enough?
Please listen to me.
Peanut butter.
Please listen to the words I'm about to say, Boogie. This is literally the best advice I can give you. From this moment on, it feels like rock bottom. So why don't you just empty out the closet, grab every skeleton in there, and throw it out to the world? Just tell everyone the truth about everything. Come clean on anything that might be wrong or might be manipulation throughout your history. Like this whole thing where you don't want to talk about the conflicts of the statements of your abuse is so silly to me. This is a golden opportunity for you to set the record straight and have a fresh start. You're already...
I tried to explain to you that I mentally cannot handle that, and I don't know why you won't listen. I cannot do that. I mentally cannot do that. On a good day, I could not do that. I cannot have Destiny and Charlie in here telling me that I'm lying about the abuse that I had when I was a child. I can't do it. I can't.
If you're not lying about it, then why does it matter?
Because I don't want to revisit it. It was tough enough the first time. It was tough enough.
You can't be that way, but you just revisited it just like a month ago.
It's a little different. It's a little different when it's Destiny coming in saying, you're a liar. Prove that your dad made you jump off. Prove it. Prove something that happened in 1983. Prove it. Prove it. If you don't prove it, it can't happen. If you can't prove it, it can't then happen. I can't do that. I can't prove something that happened in 1983. I didn't have a cell phone in my pocket.
Okay, but you told me why some of the stories are inconsistent and they don't match up. Yes. Why don't you just tell the audience?
I don't want to destroy a human life.
I don't want to destroy someone's life. Because I don't want to destroy somebody's life. Because I don't want to destroy somebody's life. Because I don't want to destroy somebody's life.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You just sat here.
I'll destroy mine all day. And my dad is dead. And my mom is dead. I'll talk about those pieces until they're rot.
Yeah, but Chad and Desi aren't dead.
Alive. I will not. We've talked about it. We made an agreement, and I'm not going to do that for internet cloud. I'm not going to do that so the Keemstar can jump off to it. No, thank you. We're not here for the audience to get off on.
I understand that you talk loud.
Your goddamn internet cloud. This is not a topic I will cover for internet cloud.
Nobody's talking about that copper. Here's what I'm trying to talk to you about, Mr. Talk Loud, is you don't want to destroy anybody's life, but what happens when you self-delete yourself and Desi has to witness it or find your big fat carcass?
All these motherfuckers watching nothing else. You jerked their do it.
Yeah, but you're destroying people's lives regardless. You're going to get the thing. Don't get better off for it.
Okay, stop. The screaming and yelling isn't helping you, and isn't. Listen to me. This is what he does. This was the conversation last night.
Not yet. Let me do my goddamn job. I'll tell you when the time comes.
Yeah, he's got a backup plan that where if we bring up they're going to cut the power to his computer.
Yes. If I get out of control, my caretakers, both of them are just standing right here, know to not let me get out of control. So before it gets bad enough, they're going to take care of the problem.
All right, then can you calm down so they don't have to turn the camera off? How about that?
Be secured.
Go fuck yourself. I will divulge no more medical information to any of you motherfuckers.
This is, you ain't got to tell me what it is. There's a bevy of
yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Because you need to be on an SSRI.
Bro,
because like
just
you
stop.
should not have this
Wings, stop. Just stop. We got to handle this with kid gloves. Wings, you're playing bad cop a little too hard. Boogie, why don't you just take the mic and say what you want to say about this whole situation?
I'm so happy. I hate this. I hate it. I hate this show. I hate breathing air. I hate being alive. I'm in so much pain. I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand this. I can't stand this. I've ruined my life. I just wanted to be on here.
But you haven't.
Just stop. Wings, shut up. Just give the guy a minute. Wings, come on. All right, Boogie, listen, I need you to actually calm down. No more yelling. All right? We get how you're feeling. You've described it very.
Then stop asking me.
I'm not asking you how you're feeling. I asked you, what I said is you have the mic. Why don't you say what you want to say about the situation?
I want to die. That's
my God.
I say over and over and over again. I hate being alive. I hate being alive. I hate breathing. I hate being alive. I'm in tremendous pain. Help me. I'm in so much pain.
All right. Well then, okay. Let's get off that. Let's just get off.
What do you want me to talk about instead?
I'm not. This goes back to last night. You're not mentally fit to be on the show. It's irresponsible.
No. What did you want to talk about?
Do you know that there's a big portion of the audience that wants you back on the show?
I don't care.
Isn't that a good thing?
Guys.
Isn't that a good thing?
No. Do I want to? No. As of right now.
It's not all negative. It's not all negative, Boogie. What I'm trying to tell you is there's positive things. What Wings tried to tell you earlier is that there's positive things. It's not all negative.
One of the positive things is I have to sit here and talk about my.
Nobody's talked about that.
I don't want that.
Nobody's talked about that.
We're not talking
What abuse were you talking about? You said abuse. What abuse were you talking about?
We were talking about the conflict of why you wouldn't come on. We weren't actually talking and getting into the details of that. So
we're winning. Keep it
just calm down. And by the way, I know you can't talk about your sister. You said you would talk about your dad and mother all day. So will you address those issues? Because
yes, my mother twitted my tipples. That's part of the abuse. And she twisted my balls.
Okay, but then, well, let's not talk about any of it.
No, my dad in front of me and showed me and asked me if I wanted to join in and encouraged me to. I did.
No.
There. Can we be done? Can we be done with it?
We're done with it. We're done with that conversation.
Thank you.
We're done with that conversation.
Thank you.
I got something I can ask that has nothing to do with that kind of conversation. You said earlier, and I asked you this earlier, that you were in pain and you live your life in pain. And I asked you, what is making you feel so down and depressed and in pain?
I hate myself every second. Because I'm a piece of. Have you not read the fucking internet?
The internet's not always right.
They are. I am human garbage.
We're not getting anywhere. We're not even having a conversation. It's just crazy outbursts.
No, I understand. I'm quite aware.
Okay, well, you're on here to have a conversation about this stuff, not
my dad, show me his Let's
Nobody asked all this, but you're going back to it.
Come on. What is this? Honestly, stop it.
You act like you want to go there so you can play the victim.
She told me I had to. Yesterday in Texas said we were going to have to address it at some point. So let's just address it and move on.
No, we're not addressing any of it. We're not talking about the shit. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Stop yelling and screaming on here. Now, look. Is there any updates on your side with the cancer and all that? You were going to get some paperwork together. What's going on with that? Can you talk calmly?
I've canceled every test. I'm done. I'm done. I don't have the money to fight it. I have no desire to fight it. I'm looking forward to dying, so I'm just done. I'm never going to get this bone marrow test done. It doesn't matter, even if I showed it to Destiny tomorrow, even if I decided to leak my medical records, which I'm still not going to do. He just called. He told me on this show the last time we were on, Destiny will only accept it when it's a doctor telling it to his face. Well, my doctor's not going to come on here, and I wouldn't want my doctor to do it to begin with.
Is your brother still going to debate Destiny? Is that a thing?
I hope not. I hope not. I'll call and beg him not to now.
Why?
This horrible show.
He wanted to debate Destiny. Wasn't it your brother's idea?
Sure, and I'm going to encourage him not to.
I don't care. If I was in your situation, yes, I'd hate myself too. I get that. That's normal. Most normal people, when they make a mistake, they're hard on themselves. But that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you get better. But there's no way I would ever give up on any thing. I don't give up. There is no fucking give up.
Well, you're not me. Well, you're not me.
There is no give up. No.
You're not me.
Dude, because I can see opportunities everywhere. I can see chances to learn, to grow, to be better, to find success.
I just want to be out of pain. I just want to be out of pain.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. I don't sit, even when I f up, I don't sit here and just live in this negative world, right?
I do. Turns out I'm mentally ill.
When people are directly telling you positive things about the aspect of this whole situation, you just ignore it.
None of it's positive. None of it's positive. None of it's positive. I don't want any of those things.
We have 19,000 real viewers here. This is now bought it.
We have 10 million. I don't care. The only thing I care about in the world is not being in miserable pain. That's all I want. That's all I want. I want to wake up tomorrow not in miserable pain. That's all I want. The 10 million, 20 million, 5 million watchers won't do that.
How's your weight doing? How's your weight doing right now?
It's down because I'm on a medication that I can no longer afford, by the way, but I've lost 24 pounds on the piece of shit. But I get to cut it all back on because I don't have the fucking money.
Let's go. Guys, he lost 24 pounds. 24 pounds.
I get to put it right back on.
Congratulations, buddy. 24 is a big deal.
I put it right back on.
No, you're not going to put it on. You lost it. Good job. That's good.
It's bad. It's bad. How's it good that I can't afford the medication? How's it good? How's it good that I can't afford the medication?
You lost 24 pounds. You lost 24 pounds.
I'm going to put it right back on.
Why are you saying that? Why are you instantly...
Because I can't afford the medication.
Because I can't afford the medication. Because I can't afford the medication.
Why can't you afford the medication?
Because I lost my job.
No, you sold your part of your job.
Yeah, you're getting money for that.
Which I need for mortgage, but I can't make YouTube videos. I can't live stream. I can't even sell my cards on whatnot anymore.
Have you tried making
I'm banned from the internet. Remember, Keem? I'm banned from the internet. You don't let me. I can't even sell my cards on whatnot. I can't even tweet. I can't even post. I can't post my girlfriend. I can't do shit.
The reason why I banned you from the internet is because there has to be punishments. And if you do these punishments, I think the internet will...
The punishments will make sure I don't have enough money.
Let me finish what I'm saying. I think when you go through these punishments, the internet will not forgive you, but allow you to exist again.
Well, right? Homelessness. Right, I'll be homeless, but it'll be great because I'm living off $2,000 a month. You're giving me almost $2,000 a month.
I'm going to kick you off if you keep interrupting me because I can't make my point. This is what you do on the phone. This is what you do on the phone.
Yes.
I'm trying to create a scenario in which you can have a return to benefit you.
I don't want it. I'm sorry.
You don't want a return? You don't want to make money?
Right now, the only thing I want is just not to be in constant misery.
Okay, then listen to me and trust me.
I broke my headphones.
Okay, you know what else is going to happen? Your light's going to get turned out too if you don't keep making some of this money.
I understand. When I don't make any more money, my lights are going to get turned out. I understand. I understand.
You obviously don't.
I'm not allowed to sell cards on whatnot. I can't post anything to YouTube. I can't live stream. Trust me, when my lights get turned off next month, I will remember that. I'll remember that it was a punishment. When we were all sitting here in the dark, I'll remember it was a punishment. I'll remember it was a punishment. That's a fair punishment.
Can you take a break and can we talk to Desi real quick?
I'd rather not. She's miserable enough right now. She doesn't need your shit.
Well, that's why I'm trying to check out. Like, are you like this all day long, freaking out like this?
No, it's only when you're doing this to me. That's pretty much it. The rest of the day, I'm just quiet and play video games.
Anything to you, bro. Stop saying I'm doing shit to you.
Again, Keem isn't doing anything. You every choice that you're regretting now is something that you made. Like, you didn't have to sell your part of the show to him.
Yes, I did. He told me I had to. He told me I had to.
Why did you have to? Why did you have to?
Because he told me to. I don't know, but I just listened to the man. He said I had to sell it, so I sold it. I just listened to him.
Well, to be fair, he did have to sell me the shares because I fired him, and that made me look like a liar to the internet because he still owned a part of it, so I had to buy him. And I told him the same thing. I go,
find a fucking piece of paper. He said, do this. I do this. That's it. Keem isn't shot. He has
That's not how the conversation went, Boogie. Come on.
I understand, but that's why I do what I do. You told me that I had to sell my shares.
I didn't finesse him. I didn't finesse him.
No, it's not you finessing me. You should told me I had to do it, so I just did it. I did it. I didn't negotiate with you. I didn't try to negotiate a single dime out of you. No, I didn't. I took what you offered. I didn't argue. I didn't say shit. I just signed it and I moved on.
Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Jordy's over here telling me I should have taken 5 times what I got. But I told him I just...
Of course, it's wings. Wings. Of course, it's wings.
I just took what I was offered.
I'm surprised Wings didn't tell you your share was worth 200K, to be honest.
No, I was basing it off what we make a year.
Well...
Like, would you sell Drama Alert based off what you make a year on it?
No, I'd sell it for way more.
Right, that's the point. Like that's the point. Like, basing off what a year is, like that's being conservative.
I wasn't gonna cut Boogie any checks. I really fired him, right? You know, the money was gonna get split up between the 3 of us moving forward. But to be fair to Boogie, technically he did own 25%, so I didn't want him over. I didn't want me to be a liar to the internet.
Did I fight with you? And ask me, did I fight with you? Did I negotiate with you?
No,
did
I did what I thought.
You told me to do it, and I just did it.
I did what I thought was fair to everyone, and I just bought his shares. I thought that was the most fair thing to do. Because obviously, you and Tommy only like when I have interest in the show. When I say, oh, I'm sitting back and you guys take the show, you quit when I said I was not doing the live streams anymore. Because you know it's important, you know, not to...
You're an important part of the show.
Exactly. To be on camera, which I was never supposed to be. So I feel like I should get at least half of this show.
Well, now it's just you.
That's why I have no issue with it. I have no issue with it, but like my thing is like, and don't look at it this way. When I say Boogie didn't have to sell the part of the show, he didn't have to sell part of the show.
Yeah, but somebody in the chat said
no. I've given you the answer the whole 9 hours, which is I have the cancer. I'm being treated for the cancer. Exactly.
And I find it very hard to believe, and I'm not willing to disbelieve
it's
that
fine,
3 doctors
Stop freaking out.
No, that's why
them wanted to put in the chart.
That's why it sucks. That I'm getting called by all of my favorite creators a liar when I'm not fucking lying.
You lied 1.5 years ago about a diagnosis.
Told me! My doctor told me I have cancer! God damn it! It's in my medical charts! My brother's seen it! Where's the lie? My brother's seen my medical charts! My friends have taken me to visits where they took my blood!
It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. Now we got to why we can't see the records. It's fine. Just calm down. You just needed more tests. It's fine. You jumped the gun. I know how this works. I'm a YouTuber too. You know, you jump the gun, you rush, you make a mistake. You jump the gun, you rushed, you made the video. Like every YouTuber makes mistakes of this. This is crazy how this played out. But I know you. I know as soon as the doctor told you it might be this, you had a panic attack and you rushed the internet to tell them. I know this. Based on everything you told me, I've pieced this together right away. I know you well enough.
He's never said might. He says we are treating you for this cancer.
But it's not in your portal. He's not putting it on your portal.
I understand. It's my understanding, and Daddy Doctor or whoever, or the doctor that was on here earlier can confirm, the treatments are pretty much the same. You do the same thing. You monitor the red blood cell count. You try to bring it down. You give the medications and treatments that bring it down. When it gets high enough, you bloodlet. They literally take your blood, or you can go donate it. We've done all of these things. We are treating me for the cancer, whether I have it or not, I guess. Maybe when we do the bone marrow test.
There you go. That's whether you have it or not. Your doctor thinks this is a possibility, so they've been treating it.
Everything that you showed us isn't them treating you for cancer. They're treating you for an overabundance of red blood cells, which they haven't wrote down. They even put the CPAP machine. They put sleep apnea. I understand all this, but what you've told us, the information you've given me,
that's how you treat it. That's how you treat it.
Information you've given me, they don't know what they're looking for, and they're putting you on general medicines that fix the red blood cell problem.
Yes, because with this cancer, you can't attack it directly. Chemo isn't a thing you do for this thing unless it turns into leukemia. That's my explanation of it.
That's very rare, by the way.
Right, exactly. 5% after 10 years, 10% after 20. What normally kills somebody with this is something I'm already high risk for, which is stroke and heart attack.
Here's the next step, Boogie. Here's the next step. Here's the next step. The next step is you do that bone marrow test study.
Oh no, the next test is make sure
your prostate study.
You said your brother saw it on the medical chart. So
okay, it is in the medical charts. It's not on the portal. I don't know why it's not on the portal. There's several other things that we've discussed. None is not on the portal.
It's not in the medical charts either.
But then apparently his brother has seen it.
It's not there. I'd make that call right now.
No, my brother staked his reputation.
What's most likely there is a packet of papers. And those packet of papers are like where like the registered nurses pull possible
information about it.
Diagnosis.
Yeah, information about it. Yeah. It was a possibility. They give him paperwork. He shows the paperwork to his brother, right, and asks questions about it.
So yeah, maybe it will turn out that it's polycythemia secondary and not polycythemia vera. Doesn't matter. Like the doctor that's on here earlier said, there are other cancers that can cause polycythemia. And that's one of the things we're worried about. So again, my doctor has now shifted. I don't know what markers he's seeing. I don't know. I just know he says it's time to look for other cancers. Let's start with the blood test. And then I said, what about the bone marrow test? He goes, it's unnecessary.
You know, you're looping. We're just saying the same thing over and over again.
How do you? Let me tell you a secret, buddy. It's going to help you out here. See, you don't know how to read your pathology test. We just had a doctor here that could read pathology.
No, my brother.
More than happy.
I know, my brother.
No, an actual doctor. Your brother's not a medical doctor.
He can still read it. He's a practicing epidemiologist.
Right, but we had a guy that was a practicing medical doctor here that could very easily read your pathology test and tell you what's going on with you.
Yes, I have a doctor that does that already. I have
use your resources.
I have three doctors right now already.
Boogie, because you've already shared this, if you do get confirmation and it is in your portal and you have paperwork, show the internet. Don't play around. You've already shared this. All right. Once you get like real confirmation,
I will share it privately with you and only you.
As far as I know, it's so bad that he just blatantly lied about all of this.
I haven't blatantly lied about it.
4 days ago, I can see this policy.
4 days ago,
you did lie about
4 days later.
That I did lie about.
Big lie.
That I did lie about. Yes, I panicked and I lied about it there.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
1.5 years ago, you had a diagnosis. Now we're trying to identify different versions. So
yes, because I know that it's in my medical charts because my brother has seen it. My brother saw it.
You just said it's not in your medical charts.
No, I said it is. My brother just said it is. Jordy said he doesn't believe it is. I believe it is. Look, listen, regardless of whatever lie you think I told, and yes, I did lie, I panicked during that last episode.
I know you did. I could see it when you were saying it. You're like, it says it right here. I'm like, no, it doesn't, Boogie. Come on.
I'm telling you right now, hand to God.
Oh, don't bring God into this. Get out of here.
My hand to God. Okay, on Satan's name then, or whatever you pray to. I don't know. For 2 years, I have believed I have cancer. Sitting right now, I believe I have cancer because I I've had a doctor tell me over and over and over again, you have cancer, and he's prescribed medications, and we've done treatments for that cancer.
Apparently, you have 3 doctors.
All right, guys.
Yes, I have 3. I have a
guys, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
I've already lost mine.
Sure, actually, yeah, I guess you're already in that line.
I already got fired. So I can say whatever the fuck I want. And what I want to say is, number one, I'm really sorry that I did the thing I did. I'm fucking sorry.
That's
and
fine.
I'm going to do everything I can to make up.
You're not sorry because you're still lying. You're still lying, Boogie. You're still lying, Boogie. No one's talking about you being fat.
Everything I say is fat, right? I'm not even fat. I'm not even human. I used to say my name is Steven. Oh shit, my name's not even Steven. Everything I say is a lie. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so you're still lying.
This is how are we getting so high and mighty lying about cancer and then playing this moral lie around? Like, one person in this call lied about the cancer they had.
There can be 2 and there is.
Okay.
There is. I'm not saying I'm better than Destiny.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm worse than Destiny. I'm just saying he's human garbage. That's it.
So once, as a manipulator, once you've been caught with a lie that you can no longer
Tell me how you manipulate. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Tell me.
Once you've been caught with a lie, you can't further anymore. Then eventually, what you have to do is you have to own the lie, and you have to validate the person attacking you as much as possible while seeking assurance on everything in the peripheral, right? So it's like, okay, fine, you caught me on this. You throw yourself under the bus, victimize yourself as much as possible. Can I finish a single sentence?
No, you can't. I want to say, listening to you talk is like, you are one of the nerds I would have thrown out of a Magic.
Can I get?
Where's the trash at? Give the phone to your girlfriend and start picking. You got 2 hours.
2 hours. There's no way.
The entire stream.
I'm already high on pain.
We have to address it. This is the final chapter that we will be before we close the Ethan Klein book, hopefully permanently. I kind of view Ethan Klein the same way that like the Majority Report views Tim Pool, where if he's gonna lolcow himself, it is legally you are required to farm that, legally. And then in like times where they're not there, not doing stupid shit, yeah, you could just go back to the usual content, right? So I do think it's important to talk about, just to close that chapter. Let's do a small little recap before we get into the soft take video, because I think it's important before we close this chapter. Let's go, shall we? Now, as many of you remember, Ethan Klein, in one of his fits, decided to accuse everyone around him of calling CPS. Instead of, being the guardian of his children, maybe looking inward and taking some advice from his good friend Bill Burr about not sharing too much about your life and about your kids, as the legal guardian of those children. Instead, it's everybody else's fault. It has to be everybody else's fault. It can't be anyone, it definitely can't be his fault. And in this smear campaign attempt, Grandpa having another one of his episodes. In this smear campaign attempt, I decided, despite not wanting to, because I had just made a video on him, I decided I had to make a video on him on my channel here, right? And, okay, please do not serve me a poop ad. Don't do it. Don't do it, YouTube. Don't do it. No, no. Okay, anyways. Poop sock, poop ad. We're going for a theme today, I guess. Anywho, a second poop sock ad has hit the Ethan Towers, yeah. So, I like this criticism, by the way. Are we victim blaming because we don't like him? You are legally responsible for the well-being of your children. It is you as the parent and guardian are legally responsible for the well-being of your children. That's not victim blaming. That's holding parents accountable for having children. That's just how that works. Absolutely. But your phrasing was weird. Is this the hill that you want to die on? The phrasing of maybe don't overshare stories about your personal life and your children if you don't want your children on the internet. That's that. Hey man, whatever you say, chatter, whatever you say, man. Yeah, you're right. He's just a little victim. Anywho, so I put together this video breaking down everything that he lied about. And guys, I have something very unfortunate to share with all of you. I think the timer worked too well. Sorry, I'm trying to find a clip of, I think the timer worked just a little too well because there weren't any clips. Yeah, Isn't that weird that the first video that didn't have a timer, there were so many clips that were spliced? And this one, there were no clips? So instead of talking about what's in the video, they've had to retort with, this is a nothing burger. I don't need to watch this because it's a nothing burger. I feel like that should tell you everything that you need to know about Ethan Klein. If he refuses to watch and is incapable of watching something once a timer is added and the video can no longer be clip shipped, I feel like that should tell you everything that you need to know. Nothing to say, dude. Nothing to say. And in response, what he did was, I'm surprised he didn't accuse you of getting a Hamas tattoo on your chest. Also, the timer next time should jump to other positions every 10 seconds, or maybe they'll just put a black bar. But here's the thing. If they put a black bar, everyone's going to say, hey, where's the timer? Oh, this was deceptively clipped. The timer isn't in the video. Just the existence of the timer therefore insinuates that a lack of the timer means that it was deceptively clipped. It's going to be like, wait, why is this clip so zoomed in on her? Oh, you must have deceptively clipped it. And then in the most pathetic fashion, like this is, I think, the most pathetic thing I've ever seen Ethan Klein do ever. He refused to respond to anything in the video because I'm going to be honest, guys, I don't think he knew that the chat was not 100% in agreement. Basically, his like smoking gun was that 2 days before the CPS call, he says, quote, "It's been edited to show messages from my chat."
Look at her chat. So this to me is like very important clip. Wow, and look at the comments. Call CPS. Child endangerment must CPS. Social services. Bro needs someone to call CPS. That's child. It's every comment. Yeah. How did they get the memo? Every single fucking comment.
And that's the important thing to note, that he keeps talking about how it's every single comment. It's 100% of the chat. It's clearly not moderated because it's 100% of the chat.
Your chat is saying call CPS. You don't want to say any single fucking thing about that? You sick, twisted, evil woman.
He's using this screenshot of me and then being like, you sick, evil, twisted woman.
I'm not exaggerating when I say literally every comment is call CPS. Notice the chat.
I'm not exaggerating when I say every comment.
Is almost in complete universal agreement. And Denims endorses this clearly, as you can see. She's not moderating this at all. And it's pretty much 100% of the comments saying call CPS on them. Their kids should be taken away.
My nannies have
2 days before it happened. And she's like, I'm sorry, girl, but this is kind of your fault looking like.
So he's tying these two things. I've seen this comment sort of thrown around frequently. Thanks, Ethan, for promoting cool streamers. Hi. Hi, chatters. Also, hi, Ethan. I know you're here. I know you're watching all my content. Or if it's not you, it's Giardia. So hi. So he tries to tie these two things together by saying, well, it's 100% of your chat. It's clearly not moderated because it's 100% of your chat. So this has to be your fault. That's sort of like the crux of the argument. Which that would be a good argument if that was true, if it was actually 100% of the chat. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And the 15 comments, I didn't even bother getting into it in this video either, but like there are a bunch of comments in here, by the way, that are like, that is your kid, dude. You can see it on the screen. It's from, I don't want to read the chatter's name, but now I have to. NX Life. Like some of these are not even about CPS, right? He just threw them in there because it makes it look like there's a lot more that's happening, right? There's one that says literally neglect, right? But I figured it's not worth it. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty. Let's just pretend like all of these, let's just pretend like all of these are serious threats here. Sure. Let's go along with this for a second. I get like on average 3 chat messages a second. If the crux of your argument is your chat is unmoderated, it's 100% of the chat, therefore you were endorsing it, it kind of doesn't hold up. If the second you play the real chat, you don't even see any bad messages.
The dog shit. And
Love made a good point. You said, is this every comment? I believe this is a live feed of the chat. This isn't edited.
What about the top right? I thought these were...
No,
this is the unmoderated chat. In the clip they posted.
This, I think when you full screen it... No, this is an edit. It's a cutout of the full chat. It's just enlarged.
Oh, really?
Over the screen, yeah. What is happening? What universe do we exist in where this is a popular creator? How exactly am I supposed to get through to a person and convince her wrong when she's literally disproving herself on her own stream and then ignoring what just came out of her mouth 5 seconds earlier?
I love that clip. I love that clip. Oh, gosh. So, yeah, I've seen this talking point kind of thrown around of like, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter when the messages were sent, which is not true. It does matter because all of those chat messages were sent when he was talking about his experience with poop. That does, when it happened does matter, right? But also, more importantly, if the crux of your argument is you were encouraging this by letting your chat be 100% in favor of CPS and then not moderating it, that criticism kind of falls apart when you realize that the chat messages that they're showing don't show 100% like agreement. Like I have 2 mods, I think, and I moderate the chat. And if it's one chat message, I think it was 15 people that specifically wrote CPS over the course of 1,000 messages. But because I didn't see those messages, it has to be 100% not moderated, right? It's just like, what is happening? What are we talking about here? What's going on? Where these people are knowingly lying? So anyways, I make these points. I talk about this. I have the entire section where it just talks about the viscous nature of the poop. I talk about the fact that, listen, man, it's either you're responsible for your audience or you're not responsible for your audience, right? But clearly you don't care about being responsible for your audience. Otherwise you would talk about the fact that this guy's fucking sister is getting like rape threats. This guy's 16-year-old sister is getting rape threats. Your audience literally did this and you actually called for them to keep doing this in response to people criticizing you for this mass harassment campaign. YouTuber. Now, since family and children are I'm trying to pull it up. You doubled down on this and you said, actually, my only regret is not finding more accounts to call out. Get fucked, scumbag. Like, you clearly, I promise you, you do not want to be held accountable for what your audience does. And you actually encourage that shit. You're on cam encouraging that shit, right? But with me, it's like, well, these 15 people wrote this and you explicitly decried and said not to do this, but you basically allowed it to happen. And then they just like totally ignore him, him organizing a mass harassment campaign against this guy to the point where his sister, who's uninvolved entirely, is getting fucking rape threats by his fans, right? I looked at him as wearing a different shirt. Ethan won't show this clip. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so in response to this, he had the only thing that he posted, guys, was this. He posted this image on his Twitter, or sorry, his Instagram feed, or his Instagram story, and said, grateful to anyone willing to speak out on this. Thank you, man. Check out his full video link below. To which I have to say, man, I think I actually got it ready just for this. Hold up.
Nothing to say? Nothing to say?
Nothing, Ethan, nothing. You're too much of a coward to watch one video, which makes me think that he actually genuinely didn't know. Like, I think he didn't know that his own audience lied to him. I think he really did think this was 100% of the chat. And I think the clip where, like, he gets, like, a crew member, an employee says, like, are you sure? I think that he didn't know. I think he realized in the moment, like, wait, it's not 100% of her chat? Wait, oh, we have the no comment soundbite? Wait, I think I have it too. Is it this one? Hold up.
No comment! No.
No comment. No comment.
No comment. No comment.
Did you edit that? No, that's just what he sounded like on his. That's what he sounded like. Oh my God. Oh, whoa, Ren, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Why isn't the audio file playing?
Dems is streaming.
There we go. Yes. Beautiful. Can we add that as a channel point or bits reward? Dude, wait, you might be spitting. You might be spitting. I might get like a soundboard from chat. Oh my God. I also have this one.
No comment. That's amazing. No comment. That's amazing.
Nothing to say, Ethan. You went on this massive harassment campaign, this massive one. And then I put out a video and you had nothing to say. Nothing. But you know what, man? I heard that apparently his most recent shows, he's going back to normal a little bit. So maybe he took my words to heart.
Ridiculous.
Get well soon, Ethan.
But like, if you come to a point now where you can say that was fucked up, then I respect that, you know? Because I've been there myself. A couple of years pass and all of a sudden you're like, what was I thinking? Like that, whoever that was a couple of years ago that said that shit is insane, you know? She's always wearing the same type of shirt, and it seems like I just wish her the best, and I think variety is the spice of life, and you know.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh man. Please tell us you actually did send him a get well soon card. No, I thought about like. Unfortunately, this is the one thing that sucks when you're dealing with bad faith actors. It makes it harder to make funny jokes and stuff because everyone's a bad faith actor. So I thought about like phrasing a certain tweet being like, dude, I know you joked about me sending you chocolates and flowers, but really at this point I feel like I should. And then I figured he might be like, look, they're literally trying to dox me now. Do you see this? They're trying to actively. So I was like, nah, it's not worth the trouble. Instead, what I did was I quote tweeted this North Star Radio tweet with this clip. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I did steal this comment. I did. This is stolen valor. I did steal this from a funny chatter. But I do think it's funny that like, as long as you will decry Ethan Klein's enemies, he will consider you in the same category, in the same boat as him, and he'll like give you all the love and respect that you need. It's literally just, oh, you're on my side, perfect. But man, I would be very, let me play the clip for you guys. North Star Radio tweeted it saying, Ethan Klein promoting a misogynistic YouTube video that objectifies and belittles Twitch streamer Denims. Ethan will stoop to any low in order to smear pro-Palestine voices. And it's a segment from his video.
Oh my God.
Which I will watch this live because I think
oh my God.
Very absurd.
Hi, y'all. I'm blocking the talent. Oh my God, y'all. Let me chill. Nah, he's really gonna be on my dick. Look at you. I've been said this, y'all. I've been said this if niggas don't know. Denims, I high-key been said Denims look good. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Denims look good. That's why I'm mad as shit at her. She decided she wants to go suck the actual fucking semen out of Hassan's balls instead of fucking basically being the next Sniper Wolf, which that could have been so much easier for her. She could have been doing fucking the most stupid ass NPC shits, fucking TikToks and banging up the fucking views, but now she's deciding to go be a fucking support. Oh my God, y'all. I'm blocked.
I gotta say a couple things. One, people did know. Why'd you make Hassan's dick so big?
She decided she wants to go suck the actual.
That's weird. That's weird that you did that. Hey, you did that, not me, man. You did that. All right. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Okay. Second, I love the idea of like, hey, why are you standing up for values that you believe in and making the content you like when instead you could be making content that a lot of people don't like and get harassed for that? You idiot. Like, when I can make different content so I can get harassed by a different group of people on the internet, that's stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But more importantly, I think it's crazy to be talking about, like, dick sucking and, like, riding hard for a particular content creator when, like, you're riding for the guy who said this
Los
stuff.
Angeles, Ventura.
Yes.
And I grew up, I don't think I've ever known a black person.
Really?
What? I know it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but I've never been in a situation in my life where I've been in close proximity with black people. I've never known a black person.
Are you being serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Like all through elementary school, high school?
No, I went to school, elementary school, high school. There was only like a couple of black people in a class of like 500. And in college, I went to UCSC. They had a joke.
Oh, there's no black people in Santa Cruz.
I know. I'd be down to hang out with a
Dude, Tom Segura's face, it just like says everything you need to know.
a white dude pretending to be a black person. That would make me a lot more comfortable.
And I get that he's joking, but this is a crazy joke to
In
make,
college, I went to UCSC. They had a joke.
Oh, there's no black people in Santa Cruz.
No, I know. I'd be down to hang out with a white dude pretending to be a black person. That would make me a lot more comfortable.
That's something that could
get my toe in the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
And then maybe I can graduate.
Yeah, I agree. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
You guys have been friends with black people?
Yeah.
How many black people have you known in your life?
In my life?
Gosh.
I've had black roommates, man.
Holy shit.
Why did he respond to Tom Segura saying, I've had a black roommate with holy shit? What is that response? Is that not a crazy response? Is that not an insane response? Is that not a crazy response? Why did you respond that way?
You have a black cast member.
Yeah, I do.
I just had to check. Yeah, so
He's so fashionable, too.
Did you have a huge dick? I just...
Did you?
No, no, do you? Not did you.
Wow. And like the clip just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Like, dog, listen, okay, man? It's crazy to talk about self-respect, man, when you are riding for the guy who the first time he met a black person, he said, do you have a huge dick? And in response to hearing that someone had a black roommate, said, holy shit. Like, I would I would check those, okay? Because personally, me, I would feel a little embarrassed right now riding for Ethan Klein knowing that he said that kind of stuff. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And the worst part is, this isn't even the worst clip of like his racism. It's not even the worst one. There's worse ones, dude. Yeah, I know. Yeah. On the bright side, even your haters have to admit that you look good. I don't know what it is that like just existing, I guess, as a woman online, it's like people can't stop themselves from commenting on whether they're attracted to you or not. They're just like, I have to share this. No one asked for this information, but I have to share it. It's like, and you're the normal one? And you're the normal one. My favorite is when people say like, why don't you ever wear any normal clothes? It's like, sir, do you go outside? Sir, do you go outside? If you think this is abnormal clothing, I'm concerned you don't go outside. I'm concerned. I don't know. Your looks simultaneously are attractive to me, but also offend me. Damn it. How could you? Yeah, but anyways, that was all just to give you guys a rundown of what happened in the past couple days while I was on vacation. Yeah, Ethan Klein, he had no comment. He had no comment on the video.
You know what's crazy?
He had nothing to say. He had nothing to say. No comment. Yeah. I know, shocking, right? You put like one timer on a video and suddenly you can't splice the clips anymore. Isn't that so bizarre? Isn't that so crazy? Yeah. And his crew member quit. If I speak. Is it a shocker that people don't want... I mean, I've said this from day one. All of the people who are currently still working for Ethan Klein, I promise you, a big part of the reason that they're working for him is because they like the environment that he initially used to foster on the show, where he was having fun. Where he was having fun and he was making fun of people who sucked. And the past year of like spiraling has been just like every single crew member's nightmare, where they're just sitting there thinking like, dude, can you just go back to the funny? Can you go back to the funny? And listen, my personal headcanon, having not spoken to Ian, is that him, probably like other people, desperately wanted the show to return to normalcy, and when it didn't, they felt the need to leave. Because there's nothing to, there's no fun there. There's nothing fun in being an employee just sitting there waiting for the show to get better, right? Imagine having to list him on previous employment right now. Oh, no. So anyways, neither here nor there. Wait, Ian quit? Yes, he did quit. He did quit. He, in fact, did quit. And they were like making fun of him. Or at least, sorry, not they were making fun of him, Ethan Klein specifically, not like the entire crew. And it was very weird. And then he just simped for Dan a bunch during Ian's like sign off or going away announcement. It was very sad. Did he defend promoting this 800 view misogynistic vid? I mean, like, he will, dude, if Hamas tomorrow said, we hate denims and denim should burn, he'd be like, dude, actually, wait, Hamas? Wait. I, Ethan Klein, think that maybe Hamas is based since they're suddenly slandering my enemies. Like, he is that simple brain, where as long as you're on his side, he's down. Like, that would break everyone's brain. We need to, like, get a petition going to get, like, not for me to condemn Hamas, for Hamas to condemn me. And then the internet would, like, be on fire. Then the internet would be totally cooked, God. So, now, I wanted to watch the soft take video. I heard it was pretty good. It's only 10 minutes. I figure we'll do this. And this shall be, hopefully, the final chapter of the Ethan Klein saga for at least a little bit. And then every time he says something stupid, we'll probably watch it because it's very funny to farm him, because he just can't help say unbelievably, accidentally funny things. So yeah, well, like I told you guys, you know how like I feel like most creators have like their lolcows? Like Majority Report has Tim Pool. Yeah, I think this will be my Tim Pool. I think this will be mine. So let's watch, shall we?
What happens when a content creator, someone with millions of followers, decides to use their platform as a weapon? Not only against trolls or content creators he doesn't like, but also against regular people who dare to criticize them.
At this point, you're totally... Here's the thing. We're going to get your IP address. We're going to...
Who does Hassan have? Damn Crenshaw.
No. Your information. We have forensic, digital...
Ethan Klein has an interesting life. You know, go to work and hit the live button in your studio decked out with thousands of dollars worth of film production equipment, producers left and right to chime in sometimes and hit the technical difficulty screen to save your ass when you say a few things you shouldn't say.
I don't know why I thought that. Apparently she did not have sex with Destiny, although...
Maybe recklessly throw around a few claims here and there without anything to back it up.
They literally talk about doing psyops, faking posts, brigading, and all this and I have 4 years of all of his chats. There's stuff in there that will put him in prison. I'm not even fucking kidding.
Okay, so apparently he has something to back it up. But I mean, it is kind of hard to trust his interpretation of what he sees, considering that he has proven in the past that he is incapable of interpreting things. He's not exactly the beacon of credibility.
I mean, because like it's not right. Like you think you're being the good guy, like you're just being a fucking bigot, bro.
Oh, and also spread misinformation to your massive platform as you please, because you don't like something.
That's what bad Hezbollah is. It's like a meme. Hezbollah in Hebrew means propaganda. It's like a weird slur that people started picking up, calling just like Hezbollah means like a lying Jew, essentially.
It's funny. In this live stream from last night, he mischaracterizes the podcast, proving his interesting imagination. Apparently, Hezbollah means lying Jew, which clearly indicates anti-Semitic implications. Oh, but just so you know, guys, Ethan's telling a lie here. It's just a card Ethan loves to pull at every chance. Something to critique about me? You're an anti-Semite. Hezbollah actually comes from the Hebrew word for explaining. Matt Lieb, a Jewish man himself, by the way.
Dude, there's that one clip of Ethan Klein literally saying, why do people call him BB? And then Dan says, yeah, how does Benjamin turn into BB? And then Ethan Klein says, wait, his name is Benjamin? Like, bruh.
He clarified this on his Twitter. You can also just find this out through any Wikipedia or dictionary. And after that, maybe also drop a few bits of information to kind of suggest to your audience that you should go and tell a company, sponsor, or community that you come from the H3 podcast, if you know what I mean.
This guy, Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. This guy works for Good Mythical Morning acting like he's wholesome. He's evil. I mean, he is just a disgusting fucking piece of shit. And I think it's insane that Good Mythical Morning hires somebody.
I mean, it works. Your fans show up to the brigade. They just aren't the sharpest tools in the shed, though. You fool. He said that he works at Good Mythical Morning. He's not a guest. He's been working there since 2019. Ah, you've blown our cover now. I mean, look at this. They're brigading the video now. These are how many dislikes they got on a normal video. And here is the episode that came out after Ethan said
he works for Good Mythical Morning. This guy works for Good Mythical Morning. I mean, he is pro-terrorism. He's evil. He is just a disgusting fucking piece of shit.
Look at how many dislikes they have now. And the comments. And then, for good measure, recklessly throw another comment.
What are they just watching an Israeli showing clothing and shitting on her? Like, is that what they're actually doing?
Even though they're actually watching a TikTok of a woman in New York who wants to sell clothing that she named after individual hostages, and then call it a day at work. And then make some Instagram stories too. Ethan and Hila have built an empire, millions of subscribers, a dedicated fan base. With that kind of influence comes responsibility. But
it's also really funny because he just tries to guilt by association all of the people that he's upset at for, you know, insulting him and criticizing him, basically. So everyone just keeps trying to say like, well, you know what, Bad Empanada, you talked about, you had Bad Empanada on the show, you platformed Bad Empanada, and it's like, then why doesn't he just attack Bad Empanada? Shouldn't he be directing like all of this hatred to Bad Empanada instead? If this is the guy that's like promoting the lie, which is the lie in question here is a clip of Ethan Klein on his show talking about his children for minutes at a time. Why isn't that guy the main villain of your show? I'll tell you why, because he's a pussy ass bitch. Because Ethan Klein is too much of a pussy ass bitch to go after, to fully go after Bad Empanada. Ethan Klein literally, he cannot handle having to actually face Bad Empanada. So what he tries to do instead is, well, all these other people are associating with him. They're associating with him. And it's like, you want to play the association game, Ethan? Is that really what you want to do? Really? Okay.
But instead of using it wisely, they manipulate it. When you recklessly...
He goes for what he perceives as easier targets. Oh, for sure. 100%.
Throw around unchecked claims. Some people are going to believe you. The audience takes what he says at face value. Or sometimes, not everybody is able to listen to every moment of the podcast. Look at what he says here.
And he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife, unironically.
Ooh, I gotta go. That's all I can watch. I'm late for my hot dog eating contest. But damn, he tried to kill his wife? Here's what you would have seen and heard if you didn't tune out.
or in a video game. But I do think, I mean, he is pro-terrorism.
The real problem is that it just doesn't stop with words. His audience absorbs the tone, the narrative.
Which is why it's so funny that this is the guy that's claiming that he's trying to go after everyone else for defamation. Like, the whole H3 podcast for the past year has just been the defamation and doxing podcast.
And the hostility. When you alter reality, when you mislead millions, when you encourage mob behavior, whether directly or indirectly, you're not only an entertainer, you're an abuser of power. So today, we're exposing how Hila and Ethan weaponize their influence and why it needs to stop.
If we can't have like words that we can all agree on, how are we ever going to talk about anything?
That's a great point, Hila. Let's first define some words to fully grasp what we're dealing with here. If this is your first time on Earth, there's this thing people often like to do called abuse.
Why do they always try to Photoshop you to be ugly? Because they're really mad. They're really mad that they can't call me ugly, and they're really mad that they can't find photos of me just like that they can use for thumbnails that are bad on their own, so they have to, right?
Abuse of power. This is the abuse of a position of power in order to harm other people, to bully them, or place them at a disadvantage, in order to procure personal advantages for oneself or one's favorites. Doxing describes the search for and publishing private or identifying information about a particular individual on the internet, typically with malicious intent. Doxing is also a common tool used by dictatorships and authoritarian regimes to silence dissent, intimidate opponents, and control the population. Just to be clear, I am just defining phrases.
They're shaming you for showing cleavage. We're so back in 2016. Let's go. 2016, let's go. Let's fucking go.
It's here. Ethan frequently makes petty and accusatory remarks about Hassan, some of which veer into exposing aspects of his private life. He tries to expose that he might have a secret girlfriend, or how he is certain he has a housekeeper that he doesn't pay appropriately to social standards, and also that he communicates with her over a translator.
So I dropped a bomb on Instagram stories yesterday that since our friendship was a farce, I have zero problem discussing these things. I put out a question before, who's making his chicken? People have been wondering what's making his chicken. His fans and supporters say it's his mom, which is, they really think his mom is just slaving away all day. A grown-ass woman with a job who apparently just got a PhD, like she's like a real-ass person with a life. She's just at home cooking chicken for her son all day. So they're calling me a liar, which is good, because it means that if it's true, which it is, it might affect their opinion of him. I met her. She's a lovely Hispanic lady. She doesn't speak English. She cleans and cooks, works full-time, I believe. Hassan grunts and uses Google to talk to her. Because I was shocked, frankly, when I saw her. So I asked him questions. I was like, is she, I think she's undocumented, which I don't know for sure, but that was my impression. Taking advantage of people, I would have gone and got myself an undocumented worker to clean my house.
And on top of that, he demands Hassan to reveal his supposed housekeeper's wage. While Ethan spreads this misguided narrative around, here is a Twitch streamer who has also been to Hassan's house.
Cinderella, Austin, Will.
I've been there. Wait, am I not a real Hassan friend? Did I not get the full Hassan house experience? Am I not cool enough to meet the enslaved migrant?
No, Sean!
Only Spanish-speaking housekeeper who's undocumented?
Could it be that Ethan just saw Hassan's mom, took one look at her, and assumed that she's an undocumented migrant worker that can't speak English? I just want to quickly say, I have been to a Turkish household before, and yes, it is absolutely true that a Turkish mother will cook an entire meal for their child, even when their son is like a fully grown adult. But that isn't the point. It isn't about whether Hassan has a housekeeper or not. Maybe he does. Who cares? The real issue is that
I already talked about this, but this is like, I think people who are children of immigrants understand this, that it takes a village is very real for a lot of non-American cultures. And there's a give and take, right? That you do everything you can. You do everything you can to help your family members, and they will do everything that they can to help you, right? That in the way that Hassan tries to, you know, like, I think he's paid for his brother's college tuition, and he is able to like provide for his family and like make sure that his mom is well taken care of and all this other stuff. It's not like she's paying back his debt because she's an undocumented migrant. It's just, oh, well, I love my son. I want to be able to take care of him, and I want to feed him food, and I want to make good food. And also, I can't speak on Turkish mothers, but what I will say with Arab mothers and from friends I've heard, Asian mothers, The opinion is very much so, what are you gonna eat, fucking fast food all day and garbage? No, I'm making good food. It's just unconditional love from family members because everyone in that community would, in like this village or household, wants to take care of each other.
Ethan is spreading a baseless claim, prying into Hassan's private life in bad faith. Personal matters like this aren't public property, and being a public figure doesn't erase someone's right to privacy. Even if these details aren't inherently damning, Ethan is still pushing a narrative to make Hassan seem inconsistent or hypocritical, shaping public perception.
My mom is a whole-ass doctor with subspecialties, and she cooks for me when I visit her. Yeah. Turkish mothers also shame you if you don't eat their food. Real, dude. Just like my mom, for real.
To fit his own agenda. And then we also have Ethan endorsing harassment towards Reddit employees and their families.
Or I'll say this. I do want to say Steve Huffman, Jen Wong, Drew Valero, do you think that is? Yeah. Christopher Slow. I would very much not want you to experience how terrible it is to have a snark subreddit digging into you and everyone close to you and organizing harassment in real life and online everywhere you go, because I just don't want that for anybody. It would suck to make a snark subreddit about the leadership of Reddit.
That probably exists.
Meanwhile, his entire show is just like the snark show where we pick out people that we don't like, harass and dox and threaten them.
Way that you
think so?
I mean,
well, let's
there's
go
nothing
join.
Redditors love more than complaining about Reddit.
I don't think so. I think we might be starting a movement. But if there is one, then God bless, let's join. You know what I mean? Let's join the movement.
I won't be joining that.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Considering Ethan has a massive platform, he is playing with fire by pointing out specific individuals and entertaining.
What's a snark subreddit? Genuinely asking. Oh, it's just sort of like TMZ for internet stuff. It's like a gossip subreddit where it's like, oh my God, did you see that this person said this? I always thought that was weird. That's what it is.
The idea of targeting them. The passive-aggressive justification of saying,
would very much not want you to experience,
is an indirect encouragement of scrutiny and potential harassment. With his audience influence, even a vague suggestion can inspire people to take action, whether he explicitly commands it or not.
This was sent to my sister today. She's 16 years old. They haven't slowed down. This is the type of shit my family receives every single day.
This is a form of intimidation rather than constructive criticism. Encouraging a mob mentality can incite people to actively participate in targeting individuals. While Ethan and his fans may argue that this isn't doxing because the names were already public, the issue is how he framed it.
The issue is the incitement to harass. That's the issue. Harassment isn't magically like legal if you're like a YouTuber. The issue is putting that person on the screen, framing them as anti-Semitic, despite that not being the case, and then telling your community, yeah, go shit on them, go, go, go. And then when you get criticized for it, you say, oh, listen, my only regret is not doing it to more people. Like there's a reason I say on my show, don't tap the glass. And if you insist on taking the energy that you have and using it to communicate with other people in a way that is negative, you should only exclusively reserve that for your politicians, for your local politicians. That's what you should be doing. Because everything else is a waste of your time.
Love your not normal top.
Which is problematic and falls into a gray area of targeted exposure, a form of soft doxing. Just because something is publicly available doesn't mean it's ethical to broadcast it in a way that could lead to harassment. Executives at Reddit aren't the same as celebrities or politicians. They likely don't expect or want their names amplified in a way that could lead to direct targeting on a personal level. Not only does he dox public figures, but he also doxes private individuals. On the 27th of February, Ela Klein posted a picture of the David Starr tattoo. One person wrote, I used to watch you when you had only 15K subs. Glad that's behind me. Enjoy hell. Ethan then went live on his podcast the next day and scrolled through her comment
the worst crime is that it just isn't what it used to be, entertaining. There's just no valuetainment anymore.
Section as content.
I'm obsessed with you guys when you only had 15K subs. Glad that's behind me. Enjoy hell. This guy's for real. Look this guy up. Enjoy hell. He said, enjoy hell. Halfway there.
He's not. Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's a real guy.
Him he's not showing up for me.
Here he is. If anyone, let's see if I can identify him at all. Which one's Joe? Let's see. I think it's this guy. No, it is. Here, let me show you. That's him.
Oh,
That's him.
Ethan then calls him an anti-Semite.
Trust me, when I see an anti-Semite, I know I can spot him.
Wow. And indirectly tells his community to find out where he works and tell his boss and family about it.
I don't know if any of you guys know him, but certainly
Eric.
anyone who would employ him, or probably even his parents, would be pretty disappointed to see that.
Like, this absolutely is a call to action. Isn't it very funny that they can't find any behavior of me endorsing harassment? That meanwhile, there's like 50 clips of Ethan Klein doing the same shit, doing this shit. So they have to edit chat messages to make it look like people are in agreement about something that people are not in agreement about.
Although, who knows?
This is a clear abuse of power because Ethan is leveraging his massive platform to dox, humiliate, and potentially endanger the private individual over a social media comment. Now, even when the last two
I don't understand how this isn't a TOS violation from Ethan. That's a very good question. It's funny because he always talks about how like Twitch has a wormy. He always talks about how Twitch has favoritism towards Hassan and then totally ignores the fact that he's broken YouTube TOS like 500 times at this point.
Words of his comment are not the friendliest of messages. Does it justify Ethan's reaction? Ethan knows that showing someone's Instagram profile on a live stream with thousands of viewers invites harassment. Saying, let's see if anyone can identify him, is asking your fans to investigate and expose him. And because his audience has a history of dogpiling people he calls out, this makes it an intentional act of incitement. This is a thinly veiled call for his audience to dig up personal information. Encouraging his fans to contact his boss and family is a direct attempt to ruin his life over an edgy comment. And what makes this all the more unsettling to a personal level, he begins to look at his mom's pictures, dragging innocent family members into the situation.
Here's his mom. I'm not gonna clip that for her. I'm not, you know what? Him. This is what you. Here's your mom. I wonder if she knows what you do on social media on your free time. You love your mama. Good thing she's not Jewish, hey, Joe? I love it. I love it. So anyway, best of luck to you out there, Joe. I don't know.
Thanks for being a safe space for NB and trans people alike. Twitch sucks so much too often. Non-binary pride, NFL, pansexual pride.
Sorry, the chat. 2 days. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, dude, I would love to see a clip of me saying something that is even a fraction as bad as this is. Like, this is terrifying.
You are, but you're a fucking ass. And shame on you.
The fact that he calls his fans foot soldiers. But the problem is that, like, when you do this, what happens is, and what has been happening is that you alienate a lot of the normal people in your audience, and you'll have a
It's so funny that this man looks so crazy all the time, and they then Photoshop you for thumbnails.
Yes.
Right.
Doctor, stop. They're called foot soldiers because of Ethan's foot fetish arc. Stop. What happens is that if you want diehard, like, cult member type of fans like this who are down with randomly harassing strangers who typed "go to hell" on a photo with your wife in it or whatever, you end up attracting a smaller but way more dedicated audience, and you lose a vast majority of your normal audience members, which is why his, like, viewership is, like, halved since last year or the year before that. Meanwhile, all of the people that he's talked about have gotten more relevant.
Yeah. And look at his eyes at this moment. I mean, this is quite irrelevant, but look at how he is hyper-focused in, with vacant eyes glazed over this guy's mom menacingly. The silent moments are deafening, and that occasional...
And this is the worst thing, by the way, right? Like, in my opinion, I think you have to be able to... I think to be, like, a funny YouTuber, you aren't allowed to care too much about issues. If you care too much about an issue, then you become too entrenched in it, and you stop being able to be as funny when you're, like, personally very disturbed by this stuff, which makes the podcast feel really awkward because it's like you're just watching this guy be crazy. It's like, this feels weird. Maybe I'll watch something a little bit more lighthearted. I wanted to watch a comedy podcast, not this.
Love it. I love it.
It's just unsettling. You could submit that clip for an audition to be an antagonist in a movie like No Country for Old Men, and you would get the role. The original comment, while harsh, is still just an Instagram comment from a random person. Ethan, a multi-millionaire with millions of followers, is punching down hard on someone who most likely has zero power or influence. So this makes Ethan's behavior even more blatantly abusive because he publicly defamed a random person, dragged innocent people into it, incited career and social consequences, and potentially endangered someone's life. This is doxing, and for those that believe it isn't, because once again, his profile isn't private or wasn't private at this moment, you have to understand that Ethan's intent was 100% to expose, actively highlighting his profile in images, zooming into faces, and identifying persons brings attention to personal details that wouldn't normally be so widely seen. It turns a private individual into a public target. He is actively digging for anything that could identify the person. His crew member managed to identify something recognizable and the location that particular thing is in.
That he's in front of, that's in.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's at that.
Sad thing is that he was a fan. Chad, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something really sad. For anyone who's not done content, it's actually one of the most demoralizing things to find out that you made a fan leave. Like, it actually, I've talked about this before, but a big reason why I like to stream is because I think about chat being sad if I'm not there. And then it makes me stream because I'm like, oh, but people want to come and see the show. I don't want to deprive them of the show that they want to see. No, it's only right. And I actually, like, the times that people in the community have criticized me, I enjoy that because it lets me listen to the criticism. And I feel like if I was a fan of a show and then the second I criticized the person running it, they immediately like banned me or shit on me or whatever, I would be like so depressed. I would be so sad. Like, I would get stressed from that. So I think about that experience and I'm like, I try to make sure that everyone who's here feels heard, or like, if you have genuine criticisms, you know, I do want to hear the criticisms. What is this? And you get paid? Like, are we pretending you stream for fun? If you think that streamers only stream for money, you have a very poor understanding of streaming. There are a lot of people that stream on Twitch that tried to start streaming on Twitch for money. The problem is that you aren't producing content that people like when you're just shoveling garbage down people's throat on Twitch, and you lose the motivation and desire to keep doing it long term. Like, you can disagree with me, I don't really care, but I'm just telling you, you will not be able to continue to stream on Twitch unless you like creating content. You're lucky you found an audience. And you're getting paid, are you not? What's this criticism? I don't understand what the criticism is. Sorry, let me give an actual example of what I'm talking about personally, on a personal level. When I was streaming, the first like year or two of streaming, I was making less than I would have made if I just went and applied for a job in accounting and used my degree. I kept streaming because I liked streaming. If I wanted to make money, it would have made more sense to quit when I was making nothing, when I was making like barely enough to cover anything, and just go get a job as an accountant and then start working on my CPA. And currently, if I went and got my CPA, I'd probably be making more working in accounting. I kept streaming because I like streaming, just like every other streamer. I promise you, streamers don't stream because they want to make money and that's it. They start streaming because they like streaming. Again, you don't have to believe me, but it's just true. You can just go to any streamer and ask them, and they will tell you. Finance pro denim, no, please. The CPA life is not for you. No, I mean, I think it's like the 117 score. I actually really like mundane tasks, and I love sitting on my computer, and I love Excel, okay? I am a fucking loser, I will be honest with you. But it's more that I like the creative aspects of streaming, and I love how many people you can meet and how many friends you can make, and these are all people that will share your interests, and it's like fulfilling. I wouldn't mind doing that, which is why I originally got the degree that I got in the first place. But yeah, do CPAs, Freudian slip, clip it and ship it, boys. Do CPAs make a lot? Sorry, I'm oblivious. I'm an illustrator. I mean, you can easily make 6 figures as a CPA. It's just that getting your CPA, this is how, I haven't studied for my CPA. I want to do it eventually just for bragging purposes. But the CPA exam is like close to the level of like the bar from my understanding. At least that's what people I know who've gotten the CPA have said. And that's what all my accounting professors said. And that's also what my law professor said, where it's like up there with the bar. It's a lot of memorizing nonsense and stupid bullshit and garbage. But I can't comment on it since I haven't taken the bar or the CPA. So you can absolutely make 6 figures as a CPA. Highly exploitable during tax season though, yeah. Silly Rex, thank you for the 5 gift hosts. Denims is streaming. Thank you. Thank you.
From casual browsing to an invasive search for personal details. And Ethan is indirectly suggesting to his audience to investigate further, even without explicitly.
Sorry, last thing. Really quick, Boots Cheddar. Clearly, the top streamers enjoy their income. If streaming earned them no money, you think every top streamer would still go live daily? I highly doubt it. Dude, Asmongold exists. How can you think this when Asmongold exists? That guy is one of the richest people on this platform, and he lives with roaches, mice, dead raccoons, and mold. I'm telling you really quickly right now, any streamer who streams for every day for more than 8 hours a day is addicted to streaming. They don't need the money at a certain point. I'm telling you, XQC does not need the money. He can quit today. I'm telling you, Asmongold can quit today. They have enough money at this point that all they have to do is invest it and get returns, and they live like, I mean, Asmongold lives so meager, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, it's fine. They like the attention, they like streaming. They either like the creative aspect of it or they like the fame. Any big streamer that streams 4 days a week or 5 days a week, those people are there more for the money and they want to go experience life. That it's a job that they really like, that makes them a lot of money. But anyone who's streaming every day, I'm telling you, they're doing it because they like the creative aspects or they like the fame. And a lot of these people could retire now. They could retire themselves and their family members and their friends today, but they don't, because it's not just about the money. It's about other things. But he wants the money. I don't know how else to explain this to you. Again, I don't know how else to explain this to you. When you eat $1 fucking steaks and your best friends are the roaches that live in your shirt, he doesn't need any more money. It's not even like he's spending it. Elon Musk, I get at least a little bit. He spends the money. Asmongold doesn't even spend the money. He doesn't leave his house. He literally doesn't even, Asmongold has literally said he doesn't care about making the money. He never even spends the money. Asmongold is literally just like the epitome of, he wants the attention and the fame and likes making content and is addicted to making content. It's kind of like, you guys know the meme about like the boomers that go back to work after retiring because they just don't have anything to do in their day? Like, they don't need to work their job anymore. Anyone here who works in offices who had, like, a boomer retire and then come back because they were like, yeah, life was pretty boring without this job, so I'm back. Ask any streamer when they were banned what they did, and they will tell you, I waited for the ability to stream again. I just sat in front of my computer waiting to be able to stream again. It's just true. Okay, anyways, going back to the video.
Telling them to harass the person, it often leads to harassment or threats, which is just what happened. Here is a lovely DM he received from somebody.
So shout out to Ethan Klein that my mom, who is an art teacher at an impoverished public school, has to deal with this shit. You are truly the morally superior YouTuber.
See, the power imbalance here also creates a culture of fear. The person he just doxed has below 200 followers, just an average person. Ethan has millions of followers on a variety of platforms. When someone like Ethan calls attention to a regular person like him, the regular person faces unprecedented levels of harassment they're completely unprepared for. At the end of the day, criticism, especially from a random person online, does not justify exposing their identity or opening them up to mass harassment. Ethan has countless ways to respond that don't involve punching down at someone who lacks the same platform, protection, and influence.
Harassment that me and Eli are receiving is just genuinely unfucking comparable.
Ethan constantly fights for silencing his critics and for the removal of free speech. One incident took place when Ethan Klein
He just likes the drama and clout.
Oh, for sure.
Decided that he had enough of the H3 Snark subreddit, r/H3 Snark.
And it's so crazy because the H3 Snark subreddit, if you go in it, it's like the worst thing that they do is that they're kind of mean. Like it's just, I've seen way worse for a variety of people.
Snark is a community on Reddit dedicated to criticizing and discussing Ethan Klein and the H3 podcast. It focuses on calling out hypocrisy, controversies, and questionable behavior by Klein and his podcast crew. Members of the subreddit often analyze his statements, business practices, and legal disputes, sometimes with a critical or sarcastic tone. Can you find hateful comments on there? Probably. But you know where I found tons of hateful comments without even having to scroll down much? This place. This freedom of discussing such topics would soon come to an end when Ethan posted this on his Instagram story.
I can't wait till I find out who the snarkers are, because I'm gonna sue them.
He threatened to sue the mods of the subreddit, claiming defamation and harassment.
Listen, guys, at this point, you're totally fucked. Here's the thing. There's a subpoena that's gonna come. You can't erase your data. Even if you didn't log in, we're gonna get your IP address. We're gonna find out your information.
Dude, you're fighting Reddit moderators, man. You, listen, if I'm ever at the point where I'm fighting Reddit moderators, dude, like where I'm threatening to sue Reddit moderators.
When the D69 podcast, aka Dennis Stream, exists.
Like, please, dude, I need, yeah. I need God at that point. Please tell me to go find God. I remember when Nadia doxed a hater and literally everyone was against her, but Ethan gets a pass for some reason. Yeah.
And we have forensic.
Yep.
It's all part of it.
Also, like a big portion of the internet just like hates when women do things. It's just, again, it's just true.
A lawsuit that's going to drop in about 3 weeks that you guys are going to fucking love. I cannot wait. I am so excited. I'm giddy to share this with you guys.
But let's be real. This isn't about justice. It's about control. Legal intimidation isn't a new tactic for Ethan. These are average Reddit users like you and me. Imagine being so insecure about internet criticism that you'd rather use your money and legal team to shut people up instead of just ignoring it, or maybe reflecting upon it. How many...
What law did the Reddit moderators even break here? The Meanie Bobini law? They were really mean to him and his wife, okay? Have some fucking sympathy, all right? They crossed the line that has never been crossed before. Everyone knows Ethan Klein's subreddit and Ethan Klein's show have never been mean to anyone ever, okay? And they did something that has never been done before. Also, he said he hates his lawyer, said Section 230 means nothing can be done. Yeah, he literally said, my lawyer sucks, dude. My lawyer can't do shit. Section 230, they fucking can't do shit. You can't sue Reddit for the stuff that other people post on their website. It's fucking bullshit.
Many random Reddit users have the resources to fight a lawsuit. Ethan Klein, a millionaire, knows this. Even if these lawsuits don't hold up in court, just the threat of legal fees and harassment is enough to silence critics. The type of environment this cultivates is one similar to countries led by dictatorships. Abusing by silencing critics through censorship and intimidation ensures control over the narrative and creates an environment of fear and obedience. He calls out everyone associated with his so-called enemy. People correcting him? That's a no-go in Ethan's world. How dare Ludwig make a correction on a sloppy mistake in Ethan's content nuke video?
Ethan posted a meme screenshot and reversed the order of events. Destiny fan confirmed. What a fucking lapdog you are. How pathetic can you be to fucking curl up on Hassan's lap like a good pussycat? Prefer him. What a gutless coward. You really got no problem here? Suck my dick. And by the way, having no problem with terrorist sympathizing, anti-Semitism, but God forbid Ethan gets the order of the rising star wrong. What?
Talking about anti-Semitism as Ethan Klein, the biggest provider of anti-Semitic content on the internet, is like crazy. You didn't do the clip justice? Sorry, you're right. You're right.
The answer is not on social media, it's with lawyers and reporters.
My lawyer can't do fucking shit, and it's driving me crazy.
I don't know what to tell you.
They go, oh, 230, you can't do anything. Really? I can't believe that. That a website just allows this level of harassment, and it's just like, oh, 230, you can't fucking...
The best part of Ethan Klein is that there's so much shit that he says that can apply to him. It's so good.
That's 230. Section 230, they can't be held responsible for what their users post. But work.
No.
Dumb fuck.
Section 230.
So that's Ludwig for you.
He's a hypocrite, of course, obviously. I mean, who isn't, right?
We all might be a bit familiar with Ethan Klein not liking Hassan. And because he wants everyone to not like Hassan as much as he does, he deliberately misinforms in order to fuel a narrative. One of those narratives that he wants everyone to believe is that Hassan is a terrorist sympathizer. So, in this segment of his content nuke, he distorts what Hassan covers here and also deliberately leaves out some footage.
Take it over. They take it over, and they tell the people in the ship, usually like mostly Filipino people, Filipino crews, and they're like, all right, well, you know, we got no problems with you, you know, but you're coming with us.
Ethan then criticizes what he says.
What an incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face. Hassan is asking us not to believe our own eyes as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
And claims that they have been MIA for a year.
And once again,
which, by the way, literally at the time of this video releasing, this was not true, and the crew was released. All of the crew members were released, and they were all unharmed.
The crew is still MIA for over a year, prisoners to a terrorist organization. But don't worry, guys. Hassan says they have no problem with them.
However, these people did in fact say this to the hostages. And it is not true that they've been missing for a year without updates, as the kidnappers let the Red Cross, a global humanitarian organization that provides health services and operates in conflict zones, came on board twice by September 2024, 5 months before Ethan's video came out. He shows the headline of this article. When you scroll down on the same article, you only need to read a few lines until you see this. The seafarers, some of whom have been at sea for nearly 2 years, have been held against their will with only limited contact with their families, friends, and loved ones. Their location was known and their well-being was kept updated. This information isn't hard to obtain. All hostages were released alive 1 week and 2 days before Ethan published his content nuke, which is plenty of time to fact-check your hardly worked-on information bomb. Why didn't he know or correct it?
Also, when you're working on a video already for fucking 2 months, dude, like, you can give it another week.
It kind of looks like he doesn't actually give a shit about the movement itself and is just interested in making Hassan look bad.
Next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man.
This one was really funny. Just ignoring the fact that in the Wikipedia screenshot you showed, it shows who owns it, and they're Israeli millionaires or billionaires.
Not true. It's owned by Israeli tycoon Abraham Ungar. Takes 2 seconds to find that out. Or you can finish reading the screenshot Ethan showed. Ethan is right.
Like, this is what I mean when I say, dude, there's so many clips of Ethan. There's so many clips of Ethan Klein that you can use that it's just like him talking about himself.
Popular creator. How exactly am I supposed to get through to a person and convince her wrong when she's literally disproving herself on her own stream and then ignoring what just came out of her mouth 5 seconds earlier?
That the ship is registered in the Isle of Man, but the screenshot he shares states that it's owned by the Israeli tycoon. So, with a few clicks and clacks with a keyboard connected to a computer, a below-average internet connection, we've just learned all this. Why misrepresent this? And now that it is declared that Hassan was right after all, what does that mean for Ethan's case?
You want to fucking bring a ship through here? We're gonna take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing. And they're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. Guess what, bitch? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India.
Now that we've caught Ethan misrepresenting facts again, and the ship was indeed owned by 2 Israeli, is it possible that this could have led to speculation about its actual destination, Israel instead of India? And given that tensions in the Red Sea region are high, could it be that some ships with Israeli ties might avoid publicly revealing that they are heading to Israel to reduce security risks? It's certainly a possibility. But is this what Hassan claimed what is happening here? Let's see what Hassan said again.
No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore. Guess what? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
The Houthis stated the Houthis themselves framed the hijacking as a targeting of Israeli-affiliated assets in the region. In the past, they have stated that they would target ships or vessels tied to Israel, especially if they were in or near Yemeni waters or the Red Sea. Furthermore, Hassan talks about the Houthi strategy, which Ethan twists around. He takes it out of context.
They're coming in hot with guns. Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrent. Israeli society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
I find it disturbing that Hassan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel. 80% of Israelis were born there.
Which is not what he's saying. He's saying that if you want active change in a country and you want the people in that country to be in favor of X, Y, or Z change, you have to convince the apathetic people that actually you need to care about this regardless of whether you want to care about it or not. This goes back to the Asmongold clip where Asmongold is like, why are you blocking the roads? My DoorDash driver that's bringing me my 5th McDonald's and Dr. Pepper of the day is going to be late now. What's the goal in that? What's the purpose in doing that? It's to make apathetic people who don't want to be informed become informed and then demand that their state do something to make these people stop. That's the goal of protesting. The goal of protesting is to mildly inconvenience enough people until they go to Benjamin Netanyahu and say, dude, I don't give a fuck. You need to do whatever you have to make this stop. You need to do whatever you have to because this is not acceptable. That's it. That's one of many goals in protesting, but.
And do not have citizenship anywhere else. So where do you want them to go, Hassan? Back to Poland or back to the Arab countries they were forced out of?
What a disingenuous liar, by the way. It's just, it's more lies. It's more lies. A vast majority of Arab countries where they were kicked out of those Arab countries, one, it's important to note the countries that were under French occupation, aka under Nazi occupation, that forcibly removed Jewish people from these countries. And two, it undermines the conversation about how Israel is being promised as a safe place. So is it a shocker then that people would want to go there? Like it's just a very convenient talking point to pretend like, it's the evil Arabs, obviously, that they forcibly kicked all of the Jews out because all the Arab people are anti-Semitic.
Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
By telling the Jews.
There were literally massive anti-Jewish riots and literally all of these countries broke. Do you want to use literally a couple more times and hope that your crack pipe source suddenly becomes true? It's not true. I don't know what to tell you. It's not true.
Jews of Israel to go back where they came from. Hassan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. It characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers. This is despite the fact that 60% of Jews in Israel are actually native to the Middle East.
The part where Hassan talks about what led to the Houthi attack is left out by Ethan entirely because it is not quite convenient for Ethan to have Hassan cover a story about an act of resistance against Israel when trying to make Hassan look bad.
And they're coming in hot with guns. Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrent, right? So, their goal is to film it and show it to the world so, other companies that don't want to risk having this happen to their product, having this happen to their ships, literally are like, okay, we're not going to use the trade route anymore. All of a sudden, if you don't use the trade route, trade gets more expensive to the West. All of a sudden, if you can't use that trade route, the Israeli port is going to get bankrupt. Israel is not going to be able to get the materials in time that they need for waging their war. Israeli society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal. The goal is to be like, yeah, your shit sucks. Okay, well then stop, doing genocide in Gaza.
And it's funny, Ethan always talks about how comments and donations won't help Palestine and the cause.
Creators for Palestine raised $1.6 million. That's fantastic. Literally negligible. They've received billions of fucking dollars. It's a good thing. Has $1.6 million had an outcome on anything happening in Gaza? Absolutely fucking not. Let's talk about real activism. Let's talk about enacting meaningful change. Total fucking failures.
Well, I wonder if this is a more fitting way to help the cause for Ethan. Also, here are a couple of examples of ships changing or hiding their route and destination. The Why is honest. A North Korean cargo ship was seized by the US in 2019 for attempting to smuggle coal. It had attempted to conceal its route and destination to evade detection. Chinese fishing vessels have been found employing North Korean crews, violating UN sanctions. These crews were concealed and transferred between ships to avoid detection, indicating deliberate misrepresentation of crew compositions and potential destinations. Ethan wraps up this section by trying to take away the legitimacy of Hassan's words.
And they tell the people in the ship, usually mostly Filipino people, the Filipino crews, and they're like, all right, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us, we're taking over the ship.
What an incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face. Hassan is asking us not to believe our own eyes. as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
Is Hassan asking you not to believe your own eyes? Was it not enough to stay true to the facts that they indeed most likely captured the ship in international waters, but near their controlled territory? A year-long hostage situation for a seafarer is hard enough as it is. Did Ethan have to make sure to misrepresent facts in order to manipulate?
This is literally the same exact strategy that the IDF uses about everything. It's not bad enough that innocent civilians died on October 7th. They have to make up the beheading babies talking point, even though there has been zero proof that babies were beheaded. It's not bad enough that there were hostages taken. They have to spread a lie about systemic mass rape campaigns. Guess what, guys? It's bad enough that hostages are being taken, period. It's bad enough that there are people that have to be afraid for their life. That's bad enough. You don't have to make up more shit. But in classic IDF fashion, they have to lie. They have to lie. They have to lie. They make everything be as bad as possible because it's much harder to have to go in and correct all these narratives than it is to lie. Because lying is OP. Precisely. It's bad enough that there were rapes. It doesn't have to be systemic. Precisely. Instead of talking about and giving space for rape victims to talk about their experience, and for us to all say, yeah, this is terrible. I mean, it's a terrorist organization. This is, yes, all of us here agree. We have to spread this campaign that Hamas on October 7th was executing a plan to commit systemic mass rapes. Like, what the fuck?
Manipulate perceptions and strengthen his own argument? It would certainly help in appearing on the high ground and convincing others more easily, wouldn't it? This entirely unneeded situation was made more dramatic so people will finally side with him against his personal warfare against his nemesis, Hassan. One case of Ethan Klein taking it upon himself to push an unchecked claim as fact is one where he alleges that a rescued Israeli hostage was continually during her captivity under Hamas. He uses this story in his Hassan Piker content nuke as a narrative. But there's just one problem. Nowhere in her interview does she say this happened. The girl herself never once stated she was sexually assaulted. Yet Ethan presents this as undeniable truth. Denims, a Twitch streamer that watched this segment of Ethan's content nuke live on Twitch, she questions the claim.
Wait, wasn't this disproven? Was this clip from her disproven? Is he gonna play the clip of her?
But Ethan, instead of reassessing facts and claims, he reacts.
How do you disprove first-hand testimony? First of all, she's a bitch. Shame on you. Fuck you. How dare you? You say you fucking support women and you sit here and you fucking giggle and laugh at this girl who was raped.
Sorry, now I'm laughing because I forgot that he called me a fucking evil bitch in this again. I'm fucking, dude, every time it comes out of his mouth, every time he says, you vile fucking bitch, I have like an automatic response. Oh, fuck you. All right, sorry.
You say, I believe all women, and it's like, oh, wasn't she lying? This whole fucking thing is so hard for Israelis to process it. You're not going to fucking acknowledge what just happened? She will, to say that she's lying. This is a disgusting human being. She's a vile piece of shit. This entire movement is rotten to the core. It is a joke. And yes, she is a fucking bitch. Somebody that laughs in the face of other fucking rape victims and immediately calls them liars. That's a fuck.
Except, obviously, as this person is going to point out, this woman isn't the woman in the documentary that claimed to have been raped. He just doesn't give a fuck about actually listening to women because Ethan Klein is a massive misogynistic bitch. And instead uses the people in this documentary as props for his personal war against people who don't like him.
Of a person.
Okay, before I continue, since this is such a sensitive topic, I try not to put too much of my own words and just stay true to known facts and information that exist. The girl in the interview, which was part of a documentary about women who talk about their experiences as hostages, some of them talk about sexual assault, but this woman in particular did not, nor has she ever stated in any interview that she experienced. So Denims is not incorrect here. Ethan saying she was a victim of being continually is just wrong. Ethan does not and cannot have any proof for those statements because there is no proof. And by the way, this woman experienced harassment after her release as a hostage. Some Israelis seem to have found her to talk too kindly about her experience as a hostage and became a target on her own social media platforms. Ethan is not only re-traumatizing a former hostage by falsely claiming she was a victim of sexual assault, but he's also using a hostile rhetoric to silence anyone who challenges him. He paints Denims as a villain.
First of all, She's a bitch. Shame on you. Fuck you.
Misrepresents her reaction at this moment and smears her image.
Somebody that laughs in the face of other fucking victims and immediately calls them liars, that's a fucking bitch of a person.
All because she didn't agree with his claim. He also completely distorts her words. He now claims that Denims called this woman a liar, which she did not.
Wait, wasn't this disproven?
In reality, the only person spreading lies in this situation is Ethan. His refusal to engage in constructive dialogue or acknowledge the truth fosters an environment where misinformation thrives. His unverified and false claims not only damage his credibility, but also encourage a toxic culture in his community, where anyone who disagrees with him is targeted. Another case of Ethan and Hila twisting the narrative to how they...
What does this one mean? Wait. Fat bottom lip phenotype is a giveaway? What is that? Bro, these people are on some fucking advanced racism shit that I can't even fucking comprehend. My mind, genuinely, it cannot even comprehend it. These people are inventing slurs faster than I can keep up with, dude. What? I don't even know which form of racism. This is some 1800s racism. This is some fucking ranked racism, man. Dude, I can't. I can't, dude. I feel like every single day I have the displeasure of learning some new racist phrenology nonsense. And I'm like, okay, I've learned all of them now against my will. Surely. I guess now I've learned it. And then nope. Bro, they're like fucking, they're ranked celestial, dude. They're ranked fucking challenger in racism. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. I fucking can't keep up, dude. One above all racism, man. Dude, fuck.
Is targeted. Another case of Ethan and Hila twisting the narrative to how they see fit is one where Hila's potential collaboration with an artist was rejected for reasons unspecified.
The artist I wanted to collaborate with decided I don't want to be associated because I'm Israeli. Here's the quote. Sorry, I can't be associated with this company. Thanks for considering. I followed them for years, always supported them, and I have an ongoing painting of his at my house. And this is the result of Hassan's type of activism. Should I out him, Hila?
Dude, the part where Hila's like, I can't believe they would stop talking to us just for being Israeli Jews. And the email just says, I can't be associated with H3 anymore. It's like, you know you posted the email that we can all see, right?
I don't know is it morally okay to say who he is. Whatever you guys think, I don't care.
What an response to, like, it's almost like he's...
merch.
Yeah, and
yeah, like the artist woke up and they're like, actually, your shit sucks. I can't work here anymore. Actually, your designs are uggo as fuck.
Right? Like, he doesn't even dignify you with the response of, like, it's like, no, I can't fucking be associated with this company.
I'm just annoyed because it's not the first one. There's another person right now that is doing the same thing to me, somebody that I'm already working with.
This is a result of Hassan's activism. This is what it resounds to. Alienation, hate, racism, and zero fucking progress for people in Gaza. Zero. I'm gonna think about if I want to blast him or not.
Hassan personally did this. He personally made my beautiful wife, Hila Klein, cry. He did this. My goddess wife. It's all your fault. Hamas Parker.
I mean, because like it's not right. Like you think you're being the good guy and like you're just being a fucking bigot, bro. You're nothing more than a bigot, and also just not even dignified.
This is off of an email that said, "Sorry, I don't want to be associated with H3 anymore."
You with like a reasonable response, just so short and fucking rude. What a bitch. Scumbag. Why would you blame someone for something because of where they were born? This is what racism is, but apparently it's totally fine all of a sudden.
They're so delusional that if they think if I'm not the person that you want to associate with, then good luck in the world, because like I am as progressive, you know, I left Israel. I don't even live there anymore. I should be your model Jewish person.
Yoav is a Yoav Galant is a good guy. I should be your model Jewish person.
KEKW.
Dude, how do you not recognize that you sound insane when you're saying the term, I should be the model Jew? What the fuck is happening? What's going on? Oh, dude. Oh my God. I like this text. Ethan gets bored and starts playing a video.
I should be your best friend.
Instead of addressing any potential reasons or questioning why this response was received, Ethan and Hila spun the entire situation into an attack against Hila for being Israeli, straight into playing the victim card when a situation doesn't suit them. Let's read what exactly the message said again. I'm sorry, I can't be associated with this company. Thanks for the consideration. Is it maybe possible the brand's rejection had nothing to do with Hila's nationality? Instead, it had everything to do with the growing controversy surrounding the H3 podcast and its declining reputation. Ethan has stirred up multiple public scandals. Companies are simply less interested in associating with that kind of baggage. Ethan and Hila have reframed themselves as victims, immediately jumping to the conclusion that this was purely because of discrimination of her Israeli identity, redirecting the audience's outrage into the abyss towards the unknown entity. According to Ethan and Hila, anyone who disagrees with Israel's actions is automatically an anti-Semite, ignoring the fact that political criticism and discrimination are not the same thing. This rhetoric is dangerous because it shuts down all discussion and labels legitimate concerns as bigotry. Ethan and Hila are creating a culture where no one can question him without facing extreme backlash. They twisted the company's entire short message to the narrative that they are victims and Israeli, despite the reality. There is also a pattern that keeps repeating. Ethan keeps getting facts wrong. Ethan confidently presents something as fact.
This name again and again. Fucking Hassan. Why would Hassan do this to me?
Only for it to be corrected, and instead of taking a moment to verify, his first instinct is to go on the attack. Rather than taking a correction with humility, Ethan's response is often aggressive. He insults the person.
I have decreed, let it be known, that Denims is a dumb fucking bitch.
Calls him names.
What a fucking lapdog you are. How pathetic can you be to fucking curl up on Hassan's lap like a good pussycat? Purr him.
Then, after the barrage of insults, sometimes, not always,
Denims is streaming. I hereby decree that Denims is streaming after the 5 gift subs. I hope you guys have been enjoying the new 5 gift sub announcement. I hope you guys have been liking it. I've been liking it a lot. I thought I would only have it for a day, but honestly, I like it so much I kind of want to keep it for a little bit, a little bit longer.
Ethan realizes he was actually wrong.
She is an ex-Destiny orbiter. In fact, it's rumored, I'm pretty sure that they had a sexual relationship.
A bit later after getting
I don't know why I thought that. I swear.
Denims is streaming.
Why I thought he's just writing fan fiction, dude. Oh my God. Slipstream, thank you for the 5 gift subs.
Denims is streaming.
Dark Animal, thank you for the 5. Contra, thank you for the 5. Thank you guys so much. Oh, Bobby, thank you for the 5. Denims is streaming.
I read that somewhere, but that's okay. My bad.
Denims is streaming.
Apparently, she did not have sex with Destiny, although
They were defending my service in the IDF when I decided to be put in the field instead of the office.
The button presses are so crazy.
I spoke out of turn. She did not have sex with him. She was friends with him. She benefited from him. She did not have sex with him. That is so. I know I should apologize once again to Denims, the dumb fucking bitch that I hit.
I've seen this.
Just because I was wrong about her sleeping with Destiny, I spoke out of turn there, and I apologize for that, even though I despise her for every other conceivable reason. Is there anything else I should emphasize?
This kind of behavior has...
Denims is streaming.
Oh my God. Yeah, I could really feel how heartfelt that was, man. I really could. Alec, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thanks. Thank you. Do you accept his apology? Yeah. I accept his apology. I do still really like that when he... I hope you guys like the intro to this video, by the way. Because I love how he tried his best to not call me a bitch, but like he couldn't help thinking misogynistic things.
Denims, by the way, was
Like
the
this
real
part?
villain of the video. And I think that it went a long way to showing just what an evil, hateful fucking... And I'll say it and I'll double down on it. And people... Oh, no? No, not go there?
Just don't invalidate.
Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. I'm not going to go there.
You can think of much worse things to say about her that are totally acceptable, to be honest.
You want to give me examples?
No, please. By all means.
Like the C word?
No, I'm not saying no.
The best part about all this is that he realized how crazy he fucking looked originally when he was talking about me. Like he looked insane. He looked like unwell. See, this is why I love being friends with normies, right? Because normies don't really follow any of this stuff. They mostly just like see the memes and stuff. And I was hanging out with one of my more normie friends, and she was like, oh my God, dude, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really seen you mention it all, but during all of this so far, I've just gotten like clip after clip of like Ethan looking crazy and then like screaming about stuff. And it's really funny. Oh God, dude. Anyways.
Real consequences. Not everyone watches every episode, and by the time Ethan admits he was wrong, if he ever does, his audience may have already clicked off the video, missing the entire part where he confirms that he was incorrect after all. The person bashed is left dealing with the fallout. The reputation is stained, and many of Ethan's viewers will never even know that he got the facts wrong in the first place. When you have a platform as big as Ethan's, you have a responsibility to get things right. But instead, he repeatedly spreads false information, attacks those who correct him, and barely acknowledges when he's wrong.
You got got there.
But I mean, like, ultimately, I'm still...
This is regarding altering the Rising Star of the Year image.
Feel like it's not that material, considering, again, that she was nominated once and won.
Yeah, you used the wrong image. And you reversed the years, which, again, I do agree, slightly makes it worse, the way that you presented it versus reality.
I disagree.
His audience, whatever he may have left, trusts him, but misinformation combined with aggressive responses to correction creates a toxic cycle where the truth often takes a backseat to entertainment. If you're going to critique others, you need to hold yourself to the same standard. Getting facts wrong happens, but how you handle corrections say everything about your integrity. The way Ethan treats his mistakes, especially when it...
Well, like, and this is my biggest gripe, or like, not even gripe, like, I feel bad for like normal H3 fans. Like, I really actually do. I'm not joking. I'm serious. I feel a little bit bad for them because they don't want to believe that their content creator, their preferred content creator, he lies to them and he doesn't retract things and he doesn't care about actively or correctly issuing statements. Like, he just wants the bad guys in his eyes to lose and he wants to win. And it's sad. It's just like really sad. Like, listen, Chad, I've said it a million times before. I'm going to be wrong because I don't know if you guys know this. Everyone is going to be wrong eventually. Everyone in here has been wrong. Everyone in here will be wrong again in the future. It's going to happen. It's fine. It's like literally it's normal. Not me, Smile. I'm perfect. That's just how it is, right? The hope is that when people tell you that you're wrong, you can either clarify and say, sorry, that was misphrasing, that was poor phrasing, I'm trying to talk about this, or you just apologize and then just move on. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. But to consistently lie to your audience and then double down, and then triple down, and then quadruple down, and then pretend like you didn't lie, like, man. Any prolific YouTuber also knows you can edit out parts of the video that you already posted. He could cut out the parts that he got wrong, he just doesn't want to. Yeah. And it's like, it's sad. It's really sad. It's just, yeah, but I feel like normal H3 fans would catch on with some of the discrepancies eventually. Oh, for sure. I mean, that's why he's like losing so much of his audience. Like, I mean, his the H3 podcast episodes, I haven't checked it in a sec. Let me see. H3 podcast should be here. Like, these episodes just literally get less viewership. Like, here's, let's go back. Let's go back, like, and this isn't evergreen content, so it's not really gonna get more viewership later on in the way that, like, for example, ContraPoints videos or like H-Bomber Guy videos will consistently keep getting more views. But like, this is from, okay, so like streamed a year ago. You can see these are getting like 1.3, 1.1, 1.5, 1.8, 1.1. These are almost cracked at a mil, 950, 960, 1 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil. And then now, like 360K views. This one, which happened to run for 9 hours, is the closest that they've gotten. A 9-hour show only got 900K. But for his normal shows, where people aren't constantly coming in and coming out, like 570, 600, 680, 600, 640, 600, 640, 650, 600. Like, it's literally halved. The subathon this year got half of the subs from last time. I love how they have to edit you to have bags under your eyes. Dude, I like how I'm still kind of serving. Like, why do I look like I'm serving more than Ethan does in the thumbnail that's supposed to make me look bad? I still look better than him. Like, wait, I'm like kind of cutting. Oh, God. Yeah, he looks ill. He looks ill.
publicly bashing innocent people sets a dangerous precedent for how online discourse functions. Also, when he admits he was wrong, he always has to deflect by pointing out something he thinks the other person got wrong.
She was the victim of the crime of H-Shark and the recipient of my inappropriate joke, okay? My problem is with Ludwig being a spineless coward of a human being.
He can't just take accountability and leave it at that. And on top of that, he usually downplays the significance of his mistakes.
Do you think that's a meaningful distinction?
And what happens when someone responds to his Instagram stories and live stream content? He downplays what the person on the other end receives.
I'm 100% against anyone calling CPS on YouTubers they don't like. 48 hours after being harassed by Ethan Klein. Bitch, it's not harassment. Grow up. These people are...
It's not harassment. Meanwhile, like, literally got that guy's sister to have, 16-year-old sister to have rape threats in her comment section.
So pathetic.
And as usual, expect twisting things around to make the other person look bad.
You choose to participate in a snark Reddit page with your name on it, and then it's a problem that Ethan points it out. I'm sorry, it's
the interview Bad Empanada, bro.
Disgraceful to participate in a snark page. It is, and
I think it's
Ethan
disgraceful as a
is allowed to point it out.
And also,
and if that's too much for you, maybe get off the internet.
Right.
And
or at least get off.
maybe don't work for a reputable company like Red and Link. You don't deserve to work there.
But Ela knows. Ethan did not only point out a Reddit post that speaks critical of Matt, he also posted this.
Someone needs to pull up the clip of them talking about their snark subreddit, dude. Fuck. Also, like, dude, if you're talking about snark subreddit, I haven't been there in a while. Let's see. I spent my weekend chillaxing. I made a lot of like cool snacks and stuff. I made peanut brittle for the first time ever. I made toffee for the first time ever. I made fudge for the first time ever. And they were, they were kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. I shared them with some friends and they thought they were all really good. Yeah. You're not fat, so you're lying. Yeah, the thing that I do is like I pawn off the treats that I make to my thin friends. And I'm like, here, you always talk about how you're struggling to gain weight. Here's some candy. And they're like, yes, candy, yes. So it's a good exchange. It's like a yin and yang. It works out really well. But like, dude, if you're talking about like harassment, like and snark subreddits, dude, what the fuck is H3H3 Productions if not a snark subreddit with the way that they harass people and like incessantly post about the people they don't like? Like literally, you can just scroll, you can go to fucking the subreddit right now and you can find Tanky. Like this is the second post on Hot. They're catching on to Hassan's hypocrisy, but can't quite let him go / admit he's a fraud. Okay, and then we have like Hassan talking to AOC and Bernie, and then okay, this is ads. I think. Well, no, this is not ads. Sorry, this is just like random posts. Okay, choose your. Okay, and then immediately Hassan. Within the top 10, there are at least 3 talking about Hassan. What the hell? How is that not a snark subreddit when you use your show to fucking harass people? The Call CBS thumbnail is exactly the same thing as the Noah video YouTubers that back genocide thumbnail that he wanted to sue for defamation. Yeah.
This and this and this and this called him evil and a piece. And
after I made my video, the snarkers, the Ethan Klein snarkers don't have anything to say, so they've just been relying on the classic nothing burger. This doesn't prove anything, which is like that's what you say when you have nothing to say. That's what you say when.
Nothing to say?
That's what you say when you have nothing to say. And then the other one is saying, yeah, well, you endorse Bad Empanada. And it's like, hey, man, if Bad Empanada is the one that's so evil, why don't you go sue him?
Yay, more
why don't you go sue him for defamation? And before I hear, yeah, well, he's in Argentina and that's really hard to sue him and blah, blah, blah. Dog, then why don't you respond to this?
Please sue me. I will submit myself to any jurisdiction that you want. I'll do anything that's needed. Like I'll travel, I'll open bank accounts somewhere. I'll even try to get residency, like wherever you want to sue me, just so that I can have a moment in court where I play that video. Please, Ethan, sue me.
And Ethan won't sue Bad Empanada because he's too much of a pussy, despite Bad Empanada saying, I will get into whatever jurisdiction you want so you can sue me. Why won't he do it? Because he's a pussy. Because he's a pussy-ass loser who's too fucking afraid. Because he's a coward. It's the same reason that he watches spliced clips. It's the same reason that he refuses to talk to people that he disagrees with. It's the same reason that he just like pushes the lies that he pushes. Because he is a keyboard warrior. He's a keyboard warrior. He is a classic cry bully. And he's a total pussy. If really it is Bad Empanada and he's the one who's pushing all these lies, then sue him. He just said he'll go to whatever jurisdiction so you can sue him. Unless you're a fucking pussy-ass coward. Whoa, careful, Denims. He might threaten to sue you again and then do nothing. Fuck, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Or worse, try to sue me and then lose. Oh, fuck. Yeah. But it's not about, it's like, none of this is about me. None of this is about none of this is about whatever the fuck he wants it to be about. He's just mad that people on the internet don't like him. Which, like, I can understand or, like, be sympathetic to. There is something that is particularly heart-wrenching as a streamer or content creator when you hear from your own fans that they no longer like you. Because it feels like you failed those people, and it's sad. And he's gotten nothing but these comments for the past year, and it is breaking his brain. And it's breaking his brain.
Went on and on, making sure everyone and their mum has heard of where Matt works. Why did Ethan do this? Well, Ethan says it himself.
And I think he should be fired, frankly. And I hope he is fired because he's pathetic.
She would tell her friends to back off.
Isn't the whole point that you are saying difficult things, that you're taking the difficult stance? You're not it's not about going along with the crowd and being like, I hate racists, guys. Aren't we all the best? It's about actually fucking doing the right thing when it's difficult to do.
Doing the right thing when it's difficult.
Go back to the civil rights. You think that the people who are like the white kids who are protesting with the black students, you think that they were just like not risking anything?
Ethan has faced criticism, sure. But let's not confuse criticism with actual systemic oppression. To equate someone disagreeing with your podcast to the struggles of a marginalized group fighting for basic human rights shows a serious lack of understanding. So here's a real question. Where does this end? How far does Ethan get to go before people finally say enough is enough? How many people will be harassed, misrepresented, threatened?
Was Ethan really comparing himself to black people during the civil rights movement?
Or dogpiled before he's held accountable? Because at this point, it's not about
500th least or most offensive thing that he's done. It's like, that's so low on the list.
Defending himself. It's about controlling the conversation by any means necessary. And the longer this continues, the more obvious it becomes. Ethan Klein isn't fighting against harassment. He's weaponizing it. Thanks for watching the video. Bye-bye.
That was a good video. That was a good video. Great job. Soft take. Great job. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Cinema. Yeah. You're a little whining about the fact that she is this perfect progressive person and therefore it's wild that people don't want to associate with her. Is pretty emblematic of her personality. She basically called herself perfect and virtuous. Who does that? Yeah. Yeah. It's just weird. It's just weird. And like this is what I mean when I say that like I love talking to normies and normie people because it keeps me like grounded in reality. And I get to remember that all the people who make like hate videos on me are the same people that have made like 500 hate videos on Hassan where the groundbreaking discovery is that Hassan said Americans should have health care or something stupid. Or I'm not even gonna go to a certain place because I'm just gonna be mean. But it's either that or YouTubers who are total fucking losers or they get like 4 viewers. Meanwhile, like I feel like I've seen so many videos at this point like this. Dear Ethan Klein, you can't litigate public opinion. Ethan Klein versus Hassan Piker is getting sad. Ethan and Eli Klein call out Adam McIntyre. Yes, this one. But it's like, man, Christ, Jesus. Emotional terrorism from Hassan. How could Hassan do this? He personally did this. So yeah, with that, in the meantime, I think I'm going to say something, okay, very earnestly. Ethan, you don't have to be this way, Ethan, okay? You can choose to stop at any time. This is the trolley problem. This is it. You can choose to stop the trolley at any time. And it will only benefit you, man. Heart to heart, man. Like, it doesn't have to be this way. You can move on. You don't have to fight this fight forever. You can stop, man. You can stop, okay? Whenever you want, man. Whenever. And you're the only person that can do it. The exit ramp is right there, man. All right. It's right there. It's right there. He's too far in the rookie hole. Stop.
appreciate that. And we've got Gamma.
Two big stars in the progressive left movement drew big crowds in Colorado today.
After hosting a rally at UNC in Greeley, Senator Bernie Sanders and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez moved on to Civic Center Park in Denver. And that's where we find 9 News reporter Rhea Jha. Rhea, the crowd was certainly energized tonight.
Yeah, people started showing up 3 hours in advance. A line just to get in wrapped around the entire block of Civic Center Park. And we spoke to people while they were showing up about why they came. And they said they were fed up with the current administration and that they needed to hear a message like this.
In front of this crowd, these two didn't need any introduction.
In the hundreds of rallies that I have done, we have never, ever had a rally as large as this.
Thousands of people flooded the Civic Center to see Independent Senator Bernie Sanders and Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, drawn by a sense of urgency, fear, and frustration.
Well, the reason I'm here is I don't like the way this country is going right now.
Even before they spoke, the crowd knew what they were hoping to hear: accountability for the issues they care about.
I'm actually a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I have so many patients who have Medicaid or Medicare. I'm afraid for the country.
On stage, AOC wasted no time challenging not only Republicans, but her own party.
And this isn't just about Republicans. We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us, too.
Neither Sanders nor AOC spoke directly to Denver-specific issues like immigration enforcement in the city or the rising cost of living, instead focusing on national themes like raising the minimum wage and taking on billionaires.
Is we will not allow America to become an oligarchy. This nation was built by working people. And we're not going to let a handful of billionaires run the government.
Both leaders finishing off with a reminder to the people: the power is with them.
No, it's not Bernie. Not Bernie. I got bad news for you. It's you.
I want you to look at every level of office around you and support Democrats who actually fight, because those are the ones that can win against Republicans. We are going to get through this.
It was one of many stops across the West this week, and tomorrow they will be in Tucson, Arizona. Reporting live in Denver, Rhea Jha, 9 News.
One thing that I've learned about politics: never let your hopes get too. Despite a crowd like that, I mean, keep it calm, keep going. Not discouraging it. I hope I'm wrong. Hope people fucking make real change. Hope we can. Everyone should have job security, and no one should be in debt for it. Nobody. Everyone should have rights in the workplace. Everyone, most people in America would agree with most, the vast majority.
Stop, you're scaring me. You're scaring me.
His name is John C.
Real emo cat. When your cat is French. Have you ever seen a cat swimming? He looks like an anime character.